Welcome to PUBG Mobile version 4.2 Primewood Genesis. Learn all about it in 2 minutes. The battle between a life and corruption has reshaped the Battleground. When exploring the Arboretum Sanctuary and corrupting swamp areas, don't forget to invite the AI ally Barkle to join. He can coordinate and carry you to move quickly. During matches, try cross-match planting and harvesting it in a later match. Also, Flora Wings and a Cherry Blossom Deer have joined the Battleground. When the Primewood Purification event begins, the Bramblewood Scorpion Vehicle and Tracking Vines item will be gradually unlocked. Additionally, there's a new themed firearm, Overgrowth Honey Badger. It combines the ability to recover HP upon knockdown with the ability to switch to explosive projectiles. Additionally, use a portal to reach the Primewood Heart, fight for the Prime Eye to control the whole situation. Now, enter Primewood Genesis, explore the reign supreme in this whole new battleground. Classic mode has also been adjusted. The damage of 7.62mm ammo rifles has increased, while shotgun damage has decreased and shots are more dispersed. New co-op climb mechanic now available in Classic mode and Payload mode. There are also several improvements to throwable controls and to the prone state. Battles have never been smoother. As for home, we're bringing you a brand new home style, Rose Mansion. Don't forget to join the home competition and home style voting. Tons of rewards await. In this World of Wonder update, themed mode exclusive items will be introduced to World of Wonder. The World of Wonder editor has also been improved, bringing you a richer gaming experience. Stay tuned for World of Wonder update videos. Metro Royale Chapter 30 is on its way. The new fabled quality melee weapon, Lasix Arbiter, is now available. Defeat zombies in Zombie Uprising or on other maps. Defeat mutated flowers, vines, or bosses to get it randomly as a drop. You can also gift one to a connected friend after obtaining it. We've added vine crates to the classic maps. Open them for a chance to get high-value sellable items. Additionally, firearms have also been adjusted in Metro Royale, with 7.62mm rifles dealing more damage, and the FAMAS now supports rifle magazines. Now, let's venture into Primewood Genesis together. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. See you next time. Friend Fest limited time romance coming soon. 2 minutes to unlock fun gameplay. During Friend Fest, the bonding tree checkpoints in Erangel and Livik will change to a pink theme. A sea of flowers creates a friendly atmosphere. Pick all kinds of flowers and combine them into 2 limited edition bouquets in the lower left corner of the backpack. Gift them to a nearby friend to trigger duo interaction effects and unlock 2 single match cosmetics. Gift a faded dance bouquet to unlock a flower crown. Gift a surprise bouquet to unlock the sunflower cover. Check in solo or as a team at the bonding tree checkpoint to trigger different dreamlike dance stage effects. Enjoy exclusive performances during Friend Fest. You can also get bonding packs to unlock even more supplies. The Blossom season of romance has begun. Let's check it out. Complete missions in the event to get friend tokens. Collect a certain number of friend tokens to get the 2026 limited edition avatar, avatar frame, and other item rewards. In addition, the entire server has collectively checked in at the bonding tree and sent flowers 100,000 times. All players on the server can collect the Snowman music track for free in the event. January 25th, 2026. Held simultaneously in Indonesia, Turkey, Egypt, and Pakistan. Guinness World Records for most pairs performing a choreographed handshake. World Record Challenge event. Players can get the same super handshake 5D emote by completing missions. Let's witness the birth of a new record together. P.S. The permanent super handshake emote can be obtained from the supply shop. Everyone is welcome to Dance in the Blue Zone. Creative flower-giving videos such as sending flowers in the red zone. Record your most beautiful or funniest moments. Be selected to receive official mysterious prizes. Wonderland Flower Shop available for a limited time. PUBG Mobile's romantic gift. Players can use their game account to collect flowers at designated offline locations. You can also follow PUBG Mobile social media accounts, locate flower shops, and post PUBG Mobile related content to collect them. Friend Fest is coming soon. Non-stop surprises. Meet under the bonding tree. Express your feelings with bouquets.
As Ponine's story comes to an end, it's time to introduce our latest AI smart ally, Barkle, who will greet everyone in V42's theme mode. At the start of the match, Barkle will appear on the map. Interact with him and fight alongside his loyal companion. Barkle has excellent smart interaction capabilities. Just issue commands by voice chat or the command wheel, and he'll execute them perfectly. In battle, Barkle angrily throws stones at distant enemies, dealing damage to them. You can also command Barkle to spread his arms and block enemy attack to buy you precious breathing room. When your health is low, Barkle will use his own health to restore yours. If you get knocked down, there's no need to panic. Barkle will return to you in time to rescue you. Also worth noting is that as Barkle's health continually decreases, his leaves will gradually wither. You can use that to quickly determine Barkle's current status and adjust your strategy. What's more, Barkle can also help you outside of battle. When you need supplies, you can command Barkle to detect supplies within range. Traveling long distances is tiring, so you can also have Barkle carry you to a target location, safely and swiftly. Currently, Barkle supports voice interaction in English, Arabic, Turkish, and Russian. However, he can't actually speak. He's only able to respond with Barkle on the road.
Barkle's on the road.
Change your first language in settings to communicate with Barkle in the corresponding language. PUBG Mobile's V4.2's Primewood Genesis is now available. Fight alongside the Royal Barkle and experience smart combat like never before.
Well, good afternoon or good evening, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome into the PUBG Mobile Next Star Heart Hustle Show Match. My name is Goj, and I'm going to be your host today, and I am so excited to get into the action and check out a ton of stuff happening in this new update and Friend Fest here with this amazing event that's happening. But, of course, I'm not going to be doing it all by myself. I have to bring in the man, the myth, the legend himself, Dr. Chemist, joining me here in the booth. Chemist, how you feeling about today?
Hey, Ghost, thank you so much for having me here. I am super excited to be here. And you know what I'm more excited about? To see these North American Next Star creators battle in this tournament. It is going to be amazing.
Yeah, we got a lot of folks battling it out today. Obviously, we'll be showcasing this amazing Valentine's Day event here at the Blossoms all season long event, but also a competition is on our hands, all right? We've got duos. It's a whole lot of fun and a very cool format. So I want to tell everybody at home how it all works so that everybody's fully aware of what they're about to witness, because it's going to be a lot of fun, like you mentioned. A lot of folks we want to highlight, but first, here is our format. Like we said, there are 50 total players all paired up into 25 duos, and they're going to be playing 5 matches of the theme Battle Royale on Erangel and Livik with our Primewood Genesis theme Battle Royale mode. It's so much fun, some crazy stuff with this update. But the top 8 teams of those 50 will earn their share of a total $4,000 in prizing, a bunch of goodies that we'll break down here shortly. The way the scoring works is actually pretty simple. Every elimination will get your team 2 points, and then every winner chicken dinner will get your team 10 points. But every single map, we will have a specific challenge that your team can complete, and that can earn you in a range of anywhere between 10 to 25 points, depending on the difficulty and what challenge on which map that we're playing. But the prizing is pretty crazy as well. We've got a ton of goodies out there for you. So as you can see, first place in the center, there's a lot going on here. This is all worth around $1,000 US, but it's a $150 on me gift card, AirPods 4 with active noise cancellation, the Valentine's Gourmet Party Box, $15 gift card, and 1,500 in UC. And then as you can see, kind of the goodies start dwindling down as we get all the way down to 8th place, but everybody's still walking away with something if you can get to top 8. A lot on the line, a lot of UC, gift cards, gear. It's really, really cool stuff. So excited to see who can earn this prizing. So Dr. Chemist, let's talk about the who. Who is playing today? Walk me through all of these Next Star creator captains and all of the community members joining them.
Yep, as you can see here, we have a lot of creators joining in. We have 25 duos. So we will have a Next Star creator captain alongside their Valentine themed partner battling in this hard. So we got Team Yamna, we got Team Dark, Team 24K, Team HS24, Team Lala Musiala, Team Night Emperor, Team PUBGM Gucci. And I want to pause there. This team right here is my first pick that I think is it's quite strong. I think they can battle it out. Maybe we'll see them in the podium, but we'll see as the event goes. And we also have a WPZN Doom. He's one of my friends. I play with him all the time. I hope he does good. And we have Farouk there that I have been a big fan from the very long time. And we also share some memories in the Battleground. So I hope, Farouk, if you are listening to me, I hope you really do well. We also have a lot of other teams such as Killshot, Mango, Oracle, Pew Pew, Hellboy, and a lot of these creators are participating here for the first time. Like we have Sultan, Levi, Fish, we have K90, Fada, Kite, Creamy, Ironside, Soul Siren, and RC. I just wanted to go through all of the teams to give them a big shout out and hope they bring out a good competition in here.
I love that breakdown, man. And this is a lot of fantastic creators, like you said. Some maybe competing in events like this for the first time. Some, back for more. Obviously, we've seen Farouk around the block for a very long time, so it's good to see him joining us today. But some fun stuff, and we'll continue to hype up our creators today because that's who we're going to be paying attention to for the entirety of the broadcast. But I do want to remind everybody at home about the map rotation as well and the format because, yes, like we mentioned, this is all under our new update with our game, our themed game mode rather. But we're playing Erangel and Livik back to back to back to back. We are playing Erangel a total of 3 times with 5 total maps. And so Dr. Chemist, I want to go back to you. And as we're kind of preparing for the competition, I'm going to ask the most general question first, because I've had an answer. Every time I do one of these shows, we always talk about this. Erangel versus Livik, which is your favorite? Do you like the slower paced, game style of Erangel, or is Livik your more cup of tea?
Oh, I definitely like more strategic, slow-paced style. That's what we get in Erangel. But lately, I've been enjoying a lot of fast-paced Livik game, especially when I'm in crunch-up time. I want to get some sweaty action. I go hop into Livik. We have hot drops. We have the new update. Bam, bam, bam. There's a lot of action happening there. So I being an old-fashioned person who loves the tactics, who loves to get your squad in at the best place, get the strategies right to get the chicken dinner, I would definitely lean toward Erangel for now.
Okay, I like the breakdown. I'm very much so the same. I'm a fan of nostalgia, and obviously Erangel is the classic, but Livik's been around for a very long time too. So before we jump into the game, we're about to do that. I want to remind everybody about challenges as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at our first challenge for map 1 here, Chemist. Walk me through that challenge. It's on our screen now. Obviously, we want to showcase some of the new things that come with this update. What about this first challenge? 10 points. I mean, everybody's got to do it.
Oof, yeah, and that 10 point is as many points as you get for winning the entire game.
Right.
So definitely that challenge point is important. So for this update, for the Valentine's special, PUBG Mobile has brought us some amazing animations, amazing checkpoint that will hopefully see a lot of these teams completed. So there are 2 points in Erangel where you can go activate, unlock memories, activate a bonding tree that we'll see in the game shortly. Once you activate the bonding tree, it creates an atmosphere of love that perfectly goes with the Valentine theme. And there you can have 2 very specific animations. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, so I'm going to let you be in a little bit of suspense of how that is. I hope we see that in the game soon.
Yeah, we definitely will. I mean, you need to go get it. 10 points, like you said, the same as a winner chicken dinner, so worth going for. A couple quick reminders before our game's about to get started. I believe our creators are ready to hop into the game, so I want to remind everybody at home to go download PUBG Mobile right now on your favorite mobile platforms, folks. It's free to play as per the usual. It's been around for a long time, and it's still releasing the craziest and coolest new updates, and of course, themed here with all of our holidays. So go download it right now for free. You can scan this QR code on your screen right now. If you're watching on mobile, just take a screenshot of my face right now with this QR code, and then you can click that QR code in your photo files. And I want to also let you know about this Valentine's Day event, Blossoms all season long. It's available now in game, and it's been live for a little while, and it's live until February 22nd. Okay, FriendFest has changed the game with a pink thing for the bonding tree and tons of unique in-game features that allow you to earn limited time rewards. So you can actually start earning those rewards by simply just playing the game and checking in every single day. Okay, so check in once you download the game. Maybe you need to re-download the game on a new device. Go check in and you'll start receiving rewards immediately. And then if you share your love stories via the storyboard in game, you can earn more. And then if you pick different types of flowers and make bouquets out of them, give them to friends in game, you unlock even more, folks. A lot going on with this update. And a great way to earn rewards is by playing the game right now. And one more quick reminder, drop a follow on all major socials. We're live all over the place, and obviously PUBG Mobile is also putting out content all over the place. So drop that follow on every single major social you can think of. Maybe give a like on whatever platform you're watching this broadcast on, and we'll jump into the action and make it worth your time. So thanks for tuning in, folks. But it's time to get into the game, Chemist. We're going to be launching that game very shortly. So I ask you the question as we're hopping into Erangel. You've already shouted out a couple teams that you're excited to watch. I ask you the question about this hot drop. This update is so intense as per the usual. There's hot drops, there's portals to go up to a temple, there's teleportation around the map with the hologram map. There's a lot going on. So talk me through this hot drop and what we could expect to see.
See, one of the amazing thing about update 4.2 is there is not a specified single hot drop. So all of the urban POIs, right, the good old Pochinki in Erangel or Yasanaya or military base, all of them have been converted into what we call a sanctuary. So the Primewood update has all of these places as a hot drop. So depending on the plane path, we might see a big hot drop at the military base, or we might see a big hot drop at the Pochinki. Pochinki usually is at the middle. So I'm hoping out of 25 duos, we'll at least see 10 duos going into Pochinki. So all over the map, we will see a lot of action, gods.
I love it. Yeah, this is such a unique update because of what it brings to the table as well when it comes to themed vehicles that are on this map. We got a little bit of a quick peek into that at the top of the show. Talk to me a little bit about that as well. I mean, obviously, especially with 50 players on the map in Erangel, it's going to be key to get around the map quickly. What are we looking for?
Oh, for me, the newest Deer. It's a two-seater vehicle. It is pretty looking. Very handy. You can jump with it, you can sprint with it. I think if somebody has a hand on this update vehicle, they can swiftly go around the map. But strategically speaking, the Bramblewood Scorpion that can go underground goes, and here I'm talking about a new mechanic that PUBG Mobile just integrated in 4.2. You can ride it on the land and you can go underground when someone's shooting at you, and you can attack with it. It's going to be crazy.
It's so cool. I love the burrow mechanic. All right, we've got our plane line. We're getting started, folks, quickly. Remember, we have our challenge for 10 points. Every elimination is 2 points after that, and then our winner chicken dinner will be an additional 10 points. A lot of different ways to earn some points for your team. We're looking for the top 8, and we are starting off with a northeast to southwest plane line. Taking a look at probably mid-map. You wanted 10 teams to go to Pochinki. Let's see if they do so. Some early exits here at the top of Stalber, floating down to either Yasna or further.
See, that's exactly what I was mentioning earlier, is that not only Pochinki, now if you look at the map closely, right, you have Yasnaya, another potential hot drop. That is another POI in this update specifically has been converted where you get a hot drop action. So the plane path went from Stalber all the way to Primorsk. You see the Yasna hot drop, and as you can see here already, people are on the ground and battling it out.
I love it. Yeah, you were right on the money there. We have a lot of folks headed to Pochinki, a lot of folks headed to Yasna to start things off. You can see some of the converted POIs, but we've already got a fight on our hands as Team Dark in a bit of trouble. Reminder, folks, maybe you're used to trios, but because of our event here, we went for the duos place. There's only 2 players on each roster, 50 players on the map. Can't lose both of them, at least not too early if you want to earn those points. Hopefully pick up some eliminations.
Yeah, and you were money right there. As a squad, you have 3 more angles to cover, but as a duo, it's only you and your partner. If one of you is in trouble, the whole team gets in trouble. So it's very important while you land at these hot drop and try to get as many eliminations. And may I remind you, eliminations are worth 2 points, and you only get the placement point for winning the game. So majority of your points will come from the elimination. So these are important interactions.
Yeah, that's a great shout and a great timing for that as well, as we get a 2-piece here from Pew A19 on Team Ironsight. Pick up both players early in this hot drop and actually utilizing the Flora Wings, which is a part of this update as well, to move across the map very quickly. We talked about that before, but a lot more action as well. And a well-cooked nade lands perfectly with the cleanup.
That was a well-timed nade, and I think he anticipated that the guy is going to be in the corner. And here we are at the Pochinki, and I want to go back to the POI that I was mentioning. Goes, you see how we are having a secluded fight in Yasna and in Pochinki? One thing to note here is if you win a fight in Pochinki, you have the yellow life. So all of these POI will have a respawn. So if you get eliminated at, let's say, Pochinki, you get to come back in the battleground right away. One thing to note, and very specific to update 4.2, is if you survive one of these places, you can go to the other POI. For example, you can go from Pochinki to Yasna. You still will have that yellow life or a respawn life. So that means you can engage in as many battles at these POI as long as you don't get in trouble.
Yeah, no, I love the breakdown. And again, it feels like I feel like every update that we have an opportunity to talk over, it's moments like this that make it so exciting because the hot drops this time a little bit more spread out, but you still have the yellow life so you can respawn, like you said. These eliminations at the start of the game, very important because you can fight them for at least some semblance of freedom, being willing to risk your life a bit more for those early points. So some early points going the way of some of these rosters. You can see PUBG Gucci there, picking up a couple as well. One of the squads you shouted out, initially doing well today. So far, so good.
Yep. What do you think? What are you thinking in terms of which team that you have your eye on at this moment goes?
Honestly, we've been popping around so much, it's hard to tell how many eliminations have exchanged hands. But in general, we have some really strong rosters. I'm looking at HH24, team number 5 on our overall viewership. You should see them on your screen here shortly. I think they're actually 5 or 4. We'll double check here in a moment. I'm watching out for HH24. I'm watching out for Farouk, of course. I gotta shout him out. I had a chance to meet him in person several times now, and obviously a great content creator, but all of our next star creators very strong. So I know you've got your eyes on Gucci here, which I mean for good reason, picking up some early eliminations, but I'm going to be watching out for HH24.
That is a wonderful pick. I had an opportunity to play with HS24 in one of the tournament, and may I say we did win that. So
there you go.
You have your eye on one of the best in the Battleground. But as you saw that Flora Wings, did you notice how easy was it for Gucci to finish that engagement and boom, on the Flora Wings, go to the another corner, look for another engagement? That, in my opinion, is one of the best items in this update. What do you think?
100%. So valuable. Unfortunately, not going to be valuable in this engagement as they do pick up another 2-piece. Going prone, trying to stay alive. Unfortunately, couldn't stay alive. But that's 6 eliminations, by the way, for this team. So very strong start for them. That's already 12 points to start things off for Team Ironsight.
Yep, and if we can get a map feed, this engagement is happening right around the bonding tree area. So if you can see on that map right there, you see that pink logo on the map? That is the bonding tree, and that is where they are going to do the challenge. So they have to go to the tree, activate the tree, and there will be a cool animation with their duo partner. So if you guys are wondering why they are fighting outside of the POI, they want those challenge points.
100%. So there is a little bit of some risk associated to that, since everybody knows that every team can earn points with it. There will certainly be some fighting around those trees. We'll keep our eyes there, as well as looking out for other engagements, as there will be plenty at the start of this map. Erangel, you might think is a huge map, but with 50 players all playing in these hot POIs, it is mixy early. Holy cow.
And this Team Ironside, looking very strong with 7 elimination. And there goes, we go back to Team Ironside. They're looking very strong at the beginning, and they're still around the POIs. Nope, they are around the bonding tree. So maybe they're looking at completing the challenge as well as stacking up the eliminations. What do you think?
Yeah, this is obviously probably one of the hottest starts from any of our rosters. And it's looking like maybe Ironsight himself could pick up another one here. Not careful, but you can see the floor wings used to get to the rooftops very quickly. I totally agree with you. That is one of the best features with this update. One of the most used for sure. But Ironsight, a crazy trade. Perfect timing over the top to get up another.
And here we are, yo. This is the part that I love about update 4.2. So this is in the heart of Primewood. So the update 4.2 is based on this Primewood, a big tree that invades the parts of Erangel, part of which has this heart of Primewood. So this is another part of the Erangel that you travel to, and here you will find one of the most powerful items of any update in Erangel. And one of the best thing about this place is you engage with other players. There are only 5 teams that have come to this place. But the thing is, when you engage with other players, if you eliminate them, you do not obtain the elimination point. The player gets sent back to the island. So it's kind of double-edged sword, because you want to be there and you want to get that power, but you will be contested very heavily. And there is no reward for it because you don't get the eliminations.
Yeah, no, that's a good shot. I mean, one of the key features about that too is that you could drop in just about anywhere on the map that you want to go to from there, right? So utilizing that hologram map, very, very important. But we'll continue to check out the rest of the teams, see what else they're going to be doing.
Yep, and here's the main loot. This is where you get the airdrop weapon, and this is going to be very important. If you imagine yourself with a P90 and an MG3 in the late game, and that's what I think Mango picked up. Nice. There you go. He is able to, and this is another thing I absolutely love about this update, and more recent update PUBG Mobile has done is when you open the main loot crate in any of the updates, you have the ability to recall your friends, and that goes back to your point. Goes, you can recall your friend there, and you can land anywhere in Erangel afterwards.
Yeah, very cool. I like that as well. We'll see a couple teams continue to get aggressive. I'm taking a look on the back end here. I do believe, by the way, Team Ironsight is at the top of the leaderboard in total eliminations throughout the course of this map thus far. So keep that in mind. They are the team to beat currently with 7 eliminations. Next highest I am seeing is your team, though. PUBGM Gucci with 5 currently as a team.
Nice. And I can only imagine the number of elimination will go up as the circle shrinks, because all of these teams will eventually engage in that close combat battle, because either they are going to try to complete the challenge, or they are trying to get the chicken dinner for that extra 10 points.
Well, I'm paying attention to our streams while we're watching these fights, and I'm seeing a lot of love for Creamy's team as well. We'll continue to keep our eyes out for Team Creamy and see how they're doing throughout the course of our competition today. A lot of supporters in the chat. There's a lot of folks supporting from a bunch of different channels. We're seeing Gucci support in the chat, Creamy support in the chat. So let us know who you're cheering for, which team you think can win it all today, or at least have the most fun. Either way you look at it, it's a win for us. So top 8 winning some prizing, though.
Yep, absolutely. And I look at the map feed that there is a team in the military island, and there is another bonding. There are 3 bonding trees in Erangel. And there is a team, looks like they're isolated in the military island. If we can get that map feed, maybe that will be the first team. There you go. We just had a brief look at them. Maybe that is the first team that completes the challenge. What do you think, Goes?
Yeah, I think so. I definitely want to get those points. Again, it's 10 points if you do our first challenge at the bonding trees. But here's a look at that map I was talking about. Such a cool way, by the way, to pick where you re-drop back in. This is nuts.
And you know the red triangle markers, they are enemy locations. So you are literally in real time finding out where the enemies are. So either you can land on them to be like, hey, we will eliminate you and get you that point, or you go safe and play for the chicken dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you look at the map feed, I think that's Team Cody on the military base down south island. I think they are at the bonding tree. They might be doing the challenge, and you can see TikTok, No Fear right behind them. Maybe we'll see an backstab while they're doing the challenge there.
Yeah, backstab, and then who's gonna hold them as they come across the bridge? Maybe. It looks like there's a couple teams in the way as well, but constant action. Some folks trying to complete a challenge, others trying to take some early fights because eliminations are important. There's Joey from Team Pew Pew, looking to do exactly that. Player gets inside, though, goes upstairs. Patience for a moment, see who's the first to take their shots.
Yep, and this battle is for the best place in the circle. I feel like this is the center of the zone, and whoever wins this interaction will be chilling for the late game chicken dinner, in my opinion. But here's the standoff between Team Pew Pew and Team 24. Oh, he gets the shot. Okay.
What a shot.
Nice. So this is where that duo comes into play, right? So if you have a squad, you still have 3 more players that you can be like, okay, why don't you take a fight? I'll go recall. But it's a duo. Do you risk it? Goes. Let me ask you this question. Do you risk it and be like, I want to save my team? Or do you think it's a duo and I don't want to take a risk and you try to play safe? What do you think? What would you do?
It's a really good question. I think if you know that the fights are isolated, like I think this roster right here, for instance, Team Lala there, they know that it's not an isolated fight. There's a lot of more folks around this area. So you have to get pretty aggressive and fight quickly. If you take too long fighting or try to run, you're probably going to get shot by another team. If it is an isolated engagement and you lose one player, you know you have a disadvantage, but you know you probably won't get shot in the back as you run away. So that's kind of my play style, is if you're in team engagements, there's a lot of folks around, you've got to take really aggressive fights with your duo. But otherwise, you can back off and play a little bit slower. Speaking of aggressive, PUBGM Gucci, again, peeks the corner, shotgun in hand. They're on 9 eliminations. Wow.
Oof. And they're off to a hot start. And one thing I noticed is it's only stage 2, and there are 19 teams remaining. That means 6 duos have already been eliminated. That is it.
I think that's the nature of duos, right? That's the nature of, oh no, we both just got wiped way earlier than we wanted. Maybe we were going for the challenge. Maybe we left some of these new POIs, or updated POIs rather. It's a brutal way to start things off, but hopefully they can turn it around in the next couple of rounds.
Absolutely. And this engagement right here, I believe, is by the recall tower. There is a duo, Team Arcia, holding down that recall tower, I believe. And Mango might be trying to take control of that. What do you think goes here? And we do see another team in the background. So there might be a 3-way fight for the control of this respawn.
Yeah, 3-way fight. I do like the high ground position here. I'm not sure if our team below Arcia, they do know, and a well-cooked nade. Oh, maybe just a hair too early on the explosion, but a great read here from Mango to try to look down in this third-person perspective. That one does connect for a little bit of health, but I like the high ground position. Question is, duo not able to help currently from this position, so it is going to be a tough play for Mango. Really needs to hope that the two teams on the ground fight each other, so then Mango could potentially make a play.
That, I believe, that is the hope here, because he can't commit to going inside that barn house because he might get third-partied by himself.
Yeah, I agree. Have to play this nice and slow.
But again, they need to end this fight as quickly as possible, because as the circle swings and as like that, Houston, his duo partner, is able to get an off angle. Now it's a 2v1. Do they realize that it's a 2v1? They should.
They have to, and I think our other team maybe backed out a little bit here. And I will say, I was saying before that Houston wasn't able to help just because of the odd angle that we're at. But if they didn't know where Houston was, which I thought they did, not knowing where Houston was, he just catches them unaware, and now he can actually play to help and play for this full team wipe.
Yep, and that's exactly what Mango is doing with the push on the roof. But with that is the gun that I want if a duo is pushing at me. The DVS, the one-shot shotgun on the hand. It's possible it can be a 1v2, but I think Team Mango is taking it very carefully.
Yeah, and I like what Team Arcia here, Okatana, is doing inside with shotgun in hand. Obviously, shotgun very strong, but very strong indoors as well, being able to peek corners with it. So if Okatana can isolate some of these 1v1s, there's a chance could win the 1v2, trying to push together and pinch from upstairs, downstairs at the exact same time. There's a bit of help both ways. Yeah. Both in trouble for a bit, playing this nice and slow. Gonna trade out one. Pokatana doing a very good job of isolating these 1v1s. This is brutal.
As I was predicting, it's always a double-edged sword on the duo. It's always possible the person was able to isolate one of them. Now it becomes, all of a sudden, goes from advantage 2v1 to 1v1. Who are you picking on, Goes?
I don't know. I was liking Mango's position. Now, not so much. I think Pokatana's weapon choice here and the location of forcing a fight like this is in a much more advantageous position. So probably going towards Team Arcia here for winning this engagement, but who knows?
Yep, and as we just saw, the circle shift, now we are in stage 3, and that brings me back to the point. More people are going to condense within the circle, and you will see a lot of third parties happening around. So either they disengage, and here we go. My favorite pick, Gucci with 9 eliminations goes. What do you think?
This is crazy. I mean, this is going to be the top team currently with 9. I think Team Ironsight's around 8. So these are the two rosters to watch out for right now in terms of eliminations. We're not sure exactly who has done their challenges yet and who hasn't, but we'll keep our eye on that for our leaderboard later. Right now, we're focused on eliminations and then winner, chicken dinner for 10 extra points.
And did you just realize this is HS24, your
That's
pick,
right.
versus PUBGM Gucci, my pick. All right, Chad, who do you think? Let us know right now in the chat. Who do you think is going to have an upper hand here? It's a 2v2, it's a fair, but they are on this second floor of the barn house, and the utilities might come handy here.
Utility is super important. It's crazy that we talked about both of these rosters, and now they're in a true 2v2 inside the barn. High ground, very helpful. Playing the stairs correctly, though. Gucci down below, not giving away his life for no reason.
Oh, yep. And Gucci is trying to bait them with the fake throw ball and with the DVS. And just like that, it's a 1v2 by PUBGM Gucci, 11 elimination, and goes, I have to say, my predictions looking strong. What do you think?
Yeah, your prediction's looking strong. Our shotgun looking a bit stronger. I gotta say, that was crazy. And, well, oh man, we were talking about Mango from before. It does look like Poketana does win that as well. Figured out where Mango retreated to, and Mango goes down. Man, what a kickoff. We're not even done with this map already. We've seen some crazy highlight level plays.
And stage 3, 12 teams, 12 duos out from the lobby, and this is the play I was talking about earlier. As the circle swings, we have more and more teams centering around inside the circle, and you'll see a lot of third parties. And I think Team Dark just pushed out on Team Gucci right here, and Dark was able to isolate one of them.
Okay, here we go. Now a 1v1 because we saw Dark's teammate playing the off angle. He's actually getting involved now after holding down a long angle from a team approaching. Not going to play a 2v1. We know how that's gone in the past, but Poketana is in a bit of trouble playing around the rock. Half health. Team Oracle trying to get aggressive yet again. Poketana doing unbelievable work right now behind the rock, playing these headies perfectly.
Here comes the nade. This might be a Kobe right here for 1v2. The second 1v2 out. Look at the HP. He literally has no HP left.
Another nade. The perfect bounce.
Does the job and does the job. 2 1v2s by Poketana from Team RCI. He is carrying hard.
That is crazy. What a player. Watch out for Poketana. That is insane to pick up another 2-piece as an individual. Quick look at the map that you can see where everybody's located. See Pew there now on the outside of the zone. Only 2 teams inside the zone here. Yamna and Sylvie Gaming. Everybody else gonna have to rotate in.
Yep. Everybody else is gonna have to rotate in. But the thing is, they do look like a... No, Yamna is a duo, but Sylvie look like a solo there. So holding a center position in solo. Doom with the off angle on Barbie. With 5 elimination, they're looking good. But as I was going back to Sylvie, with a solo holding the middle... I don't know. What do you think goes?
It'll be very tough to hold the middle as a solo. I totally agree. I think you want good position though in this zone, and I think the zone pull helped that out. Playing for the late game, hoping that there's 2 teams that you can third party and maybe sneak a win. That's really your only game plan right now. I don't know if going for eliminations as a solo in late game is going to go well. So I don't mind kind of ratting out, slowing everything down, and then just looking to hopefully clean up, you know, a 2 to 3 teams fighting and just come in and sneak attack.
Yeah, and that's the part of this particular event that's going to be very tough for a lot of these teams is you might be going up to top 2 positions. And if you die right before that podium finish, you don't get any points. So it's a battle of whether you want to try to sneak in more elimination by third party or, try to be clever and sneak behind someone, do something to get the points on the board, because if you are not first, you are not getting those 10 points.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Our placement points, if you can call them that, is really just for one place and that winner chicken dinner of 10 extra points. You got to go for the win. You can see Farouk's team here on the outside of the zone as well. No rush, though. Speaking of rush, Team 24K trying to rush out of here, but No Fear from distance finds the right angle, knocks him out of the vehicle, and gets the elimination. So far, so good.
And I think this is where I personally would like to be in. They are right inside the circle. They can examine what is happening inside the circle, try to gather as much intel, and see watch their backs as well, because someone might try to backstab them. But I think this is a prime position up on the hill, gather as many intel inside the circle, and try to get as many eliminations as possible. Talking about eliminations, tell me this.
Good grief. 13 eliminations for Gucci. This is unbelievable start for this team. If it just stopped right here, if they got wiped right here, that is 26 points in this game alone, not including if they did the challenge when we weren't looking, and not including, of course, if they end up getting the chicken dinner. A crazy game from them. Let's see if they can capitalize on the maximum amount of points. You can see a couple teams moving out. I think that's Farouk's team just now getting eliminated down to, I believe, 10 teams and less now. So moving into kind of the final fights as our zone moves forward. It's just going to be Doom's team that is inside of New, with our solos trying to creep our way in or drive our way in.
Yep, and that hovercraft is a good strat late in the game, but does not look like it's a very good strat at this moment for Team Fish, I believe, right there.
Some long engagement, some wide open sight lines. Our final zone here is pulling out into some open landscape. So if you've got vehicles to potentially use as cover, certainly going to be helpful. And you want to use some of these rolling hills and any of the last remaining buildings that are left to play around. Got 8 teams, 14 players left.
Absolutely, and this is where having a vehicle comes in handy. That hovercraft was not as handy, but Poktana here looking to do a third 1v2. What do you think?
I'm thinking it's looking good. Good grief. Poktana hitting their shots. That's one down. Now waiting for the second. Now it does look like their teammate is fully regen back up. You're going to watch out for No Fear here. It's going to be a 1v1 because Poktana has been rocking as a solo for a while now. He's going to have to do it all themselves for the final couple fights.
And if I had to bet my money, I would be on Poktana, but they only have 30 seconds, and both of these teams are not in the next circle. So either they engage in the battle right here, or the circle kind of forces them to. Looks like Poktana made up their mind, and maybe not.
Yeah, maybe baiting it out a little bit. I agree. Poktana may be the better player from what we've seen. We don't know that for sure, maybe in this engagement. But No Fear has a much better position. Now, speaking of position, let's take a look at where Doom's at, playing on top of Gucci, who we've been hyping up a lot today as well. They've won several engagements with Gucci in a deep trouble. Doom pretty weak as well. But an opportunity to go for a cleanup here if we've got another nade, maybe a molly.
That molly should do the job and forces the Team Gucci out from cover, I believe, and was able to clean up with 7 elimination with 7 teams remaining. Team Doom looking pretty good. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I think they were in a really good position, picked up a nice team fight, and now can rotate into New. Maybe not for free, but a little bit clearer. Now, at the top of our zone, if you will, you can take a look at Team Fizz W. With Fizz on your screen right now. They've got an actually decent position here. Well, it was decent until we got a chance to look at New. Look at where the zone's pulled. This is why you want a vehicle, though. You got to be able to use it for cover. Make sure you not get picked off from distance as you rotate into New. Now, our New zone is literally wide out in the open here. Nobody's in it yet, because if you get there early, you might get shot first. It's going to be a waiting game, and I think there's going to be a lot of engagements on this rotation in.
Absolutely. And you know what I just realized? Team Gucci was on the top of the table. So Team Doom taking out Team Gucci opens the field for everybody else who's in the battle yet. They might have a chance to catch up on Team Gucci.
Yeah, and it is looking like a couple fights on the outside. Like we mentioned, Sylvie Gaming still alive as a solo. Been a solo for nearly half of this map, just buying their time trying to third party. Unfortunately, it's going to be very difficult to third party when it's very obvious No Fear knows exactly where you are. But luckily, No Fear getting shot in the back and not able to get into cover. It's Doom from distance yet again. Finds the right angle.
Absolutely. And somehow he was able to get his duo Sulozi up on Battleground 2 with 8 elimination, 4 teams remaining. And I think this is the only other duo. Oh, how many duos we have? We have like 3 duos remaining. So it might, I would not count them out yet, although they are outside the zone and trying to get into the circle.
4 teams, couple duos. Here we go. Sylvie Gaming,
Blue.
yeah, waiting as long as possible for this rotation, hoping somebody looks away. With a couple shots, plays on Big Blue, ends up getting an elimination there. Won't go to the scoreboard, but keep that in mind as we move over to Newbology here with FizzW looking for angles as well. Doom gets taken down. Fizz gets credited with the knock and the elimination. But team effort there as we get another elimination on the outside. We are down to a 2v1 and Ironsight in trouble. Sorry, 2v2. Ironsight was in trouble and we lose 1. But Indie Ironsight FB, a solo now in a 1v2 with 1 knocked on the other side. Newbology has the high ground.
But I don't think Ironsight knows where Newbology is. The way he was peeking behind the tree.
Oh,
it's
no!
a 1v1 on a straight gun fight. I think Team Fizz take it.
Whoa, what shots over the top. Caught them unaware. Unfortunately, missed a few. FizzW hardly ever misses a bullet, and they get the winner chicken dinner. Fizz with 10 points added to their overall leaderboard as we calculate their eliminations. We make sure that they did their challenge. That could potentially be 20 points just from the winner chicken dinner and a challenge completed, let alone the amount of eliminations they were able to get. So great patience from them. Winning out in the high ground position is difficult. So yeah, a great win.
Absolutely. And I think they made a right decision to go into the circle first. I think Team Ironsight kind of hesitated. Maybe they waited out the blue to come in. And as you saw, they got pushed inside by the blue and Team Fizz were in the circle. I think that kind of helped them too. But overall, I think there is a chance Team Fizz with that winner chicken dinner might be sitting at the top. But hey, challenge point could be an off bouncer.
Yeah, well, and also, I mean, remember, Gucci had a ton of eliminations. I mean, we saw what Pocahontas do in the eliminations category as well. I don't know. There's a lot of question marks on where this leaderboard will land because everybody maybe earned their points in different ways on that map. Some teams got really aggressive and picked up a ton of eliminations, which will be over 20 points just from eliminations alone. Whereas others, obviously getting winner chicken dinner helps, but making sure you prioritize getting that challenge for 10. Who knows where this leaderboard will land, but it's just the first game of 5. It's not the warm-up because it definitely counts, but it feels like that. We started out hot, Kivis. What'd you think of our map number 1?
Absolutely. From the moment they got off the plane into the Yasuna, into the Pochinki, we were going, I think the production team had a very hard time keeping up with all the fights happening around in Pochinki, Yasunaya, all over the map, all the way to the end. And I think we did see a team complete the challenge. So it'd be interesting to see where the standings are.
Yeah, no, I think we had a couple folks complete the challenge, but you're right. Hey, production was jumping around to show us all of those fights too, because like you mentioned, this update is very unique. Oftentimes with updates, you get one singular hot drop that people fight over, and then we play out the rest of the map. Whereas with this update, a couple of our normal POIs, Pochinki, for instance, they were very, very hot, and there was a lot of fights all over the map because of that, with the Yasna being another one with our main hubs based on our playing line. So yeah, very fun start there in Erangel, and it's only going to get even more fast-paced because we're going to Livik next, Chemist. I can only expect we'll see a lot of the same, just maybe a little bit more in the mid-game.
Absolutely. But one thing I will tell production right now, it's going to be a little bit easier because there are only 2 POIs in Livik.
Nice.
So we'll only have to go between Midstein and Blumster. Those are the name of the POIs. But
yeah,
I'm looking forward to Livik because if Erangel was that sweaty and that explosive, I can only imagine what Livik brings in.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I'm thinking back on that map. I think probably of the update features that they added into the game, I think the Flora Wings we probably saw the most usage out of. Some really unique ways you can get around the map and get around buildings in particular, jumping up on high very quickly, dodging very quickly. I think you had mentioned, Kimis, grabbing a knock and elimination and then backing out, so make sure that their teammate doesn't come and clean you up. It was a really cool way of using the skills that the Flora Wings offered. Probably the thing we saw most. You expect to see everybody else going for Flora Wings at the very beginning everything as well. And anything else that we should look forward to with Livik? I mean, vehicles, important, maybe not as important as we saw here in Erangel. Any other thoughts on the update and unique ways that folks could be utilizing the new update even more, maybe, in Livik?
Absolutely. I think one thing we didn't see, maybe some duos used it, targeting vines. So it's another item in update 4.2 that you can use to pretty much scout the buildings. So the Flora wings will let you go around the building, give you more mobility and maneuver around it. But the targeting vines, you can go inside the building, around the building, and actually scout where the enemies are. And I'm thinking that might be useful.
Yeah, let's keep our eyes peeled for that. But I'm getting word our scores are ready. So let's take a look at our leaderboards and see where everybody landed. Game 1 was a doozy, and I think our points are going to be pretty spread out across the leaderboard. Ooh. And it is Team Fizz W at the top, 38 total points with that win. But walk me through the rest of this leaderboard. This is from Game 1 here, Kimmis. So this is the order that the teams fell in, and Team PUBG Gucci had 36 points, even though they fell in 8th.
That is the power of getting the chicken dinner, because only one team, there is only one last team or last duo standing in this event. That 10 point literally propelled Team Fish by 2 points, which in my opinion is not a big of a gap, because the event is 5 maps long and it could change anytime. But if I was more curious about the challenge point, and if you can see, there's a lot of team. Even on the first page, top 13, we have 6 teams that completed that challenges, and even on the second page from 14 to 25, we have a lot of team that completed those challenges, giving them a lot of points. So this might be a slow start for them, but they can definitely build on that.
Yeah, well, let's see our teams ranked in order on our overall leaderboard that will continue to update as we get into game 2, 3, and 4 and beyond. Of course, like we said, 38 and 36, the top 2 scores by actually quite a big margin. But Team Arshia there at 22 total points. Fantastic job from them. Team Iron Sight, who ended up getting second overall, they did pick up 20 elimination points. Didn't do any challenge, obviously didn't get the winner chicken dinner, still pick up 20 points and are still a top 5 team. As a reminder, top 8 are earning some of that prizing that's on board today. So we're really looking at Team Levi and above currently as kind of your metric for success after game 1 here, Chemist.
Yes, and one thing I will point out is if you look at Team 8 and 9, the difference between them, Team Doom has twice the number of elimination, but Team Levi stays on top because of the challenge point. So there is a strategic balance between whether you want to engage in a lot of fights, get the elimination points, or you might sneak in a lot of points from the challenge. From what I've seen, the challenge points is going to be more and more coming into more matches. What do you think?
Yeah. No, I think that's a really good shout and something to pay attention to on our leaderboard. I mean, same thing for Farouk's team. Only picked up 4 elimination points. That means they only picked up 2 eliminations on the map. But just because they got the 10 challenge points, boom, they've got 14 points, and they're well within striking distance for a top 8 position to play for some of that prizing. But we're just getting started, folks. We are headed to Livik next in round number 2. And so things could certainly change. An opportunity for some of our teams to say, hey, look, things didn't work out well for us in the first game. Let's change it up in the second game. Let's get more aggressive. Let's get less aggressive. Let's stay alive. I always say you have to prioritize staying alive. But let's take a look at the challenge as well, Chemist, because like you said, so important for our point totals. Walk me through this challenge. 20 points on the line for this challenge. This is a must do, folks.
Absolutely. Remember, chicken dinner is 10 points. This challenge is 20 points, but don't eliminate your team because of the challenges. And this challenge is actually pretty relatively easier compared to the other one, because this one you have to collect flowers as a part of the Valentine. They are blossoming everywhere in the map. There is one place by the bonding tree that you can collect all the flowers at once, but I feel like everybody's going there. But if you did your homework, there are patches in Livik that you can go to collect these individual flowers. Let's see if some of the teams might have already done that. They might actually go to those places, collect the flowers, and not worry about the initial engagement. We'll have to see, but I am excited to see who collects the flowers, and there is a very cool animation. Good to see it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it here in Livik. Obviously, I was talking to the people at home. I told you there's a lot going on with this amazing update. You got to go check it out. There's a great way to earn rewards by collecting flowers, creating these bouquets, and giving them to your allies. So on brand with our challenge as we move over to Livik, and I'm excited to see which teams are able to do it. And Chemist, I think like you said, I feel like everybody's got to go for it, which could force some engagements if they're doing it around the bonding tree. I think doing it a little bit safer is so much more important. You've got to stay alive and complete the challenge, and then go worry about some of your eliminations. It's going to help out your leaderboard a ton.
Absolutely. And that is, if you look at that plain path, and if you zoom in into the top left of Blumster, that bonding tree is where you can find all the flowers. And the plain path is all the way down south. So some of these teams, as you can see, most of the teams actually heading to our Blumster. Some of these teams have already landed in Midstein. We already have the engagement, but I'm very interested to see what happens in Blumster. Oh my God, look at the teams here.
Yeah, this is who wants to get aggressive early? Let's go to Midstein and see who wins, as a lot of our folks, almost nearly half the lobby, head over to Midstein, and then the second half, like you said, going up to Blomster. This is as expected here in Livik, but we have to remember that the challenge is important, okay? I know you've got your yellow life here in our updated POIs, but good grief, we've got to do this challenge. 20 points is more than most teams scored last round.
And that is absolutely correct, Goes. But it is interesting to see most of these teams are a duo. They both have committed to this engagement. Maybe they do prioritize eliminations at this point.
It's definitely helpful. There's no question about that.
Here's the nade from Killshot. That goes inside the house.
Yeah, I don't know if he was actually able to get all the value from it or not.
I think he was able to get, because I do see 2 eliminations to his nade. That was an amazing grenade. That takes out a duo. Bye-bye. You guys have to try again. Ooh, no, never mind. Someone else is grenade. And this is the part of hard drop I absolutely enjoy in PUBG Mobile, is right off the bat. On a hard drop, you have constant action. You just have to be on your toes just to survive the hard drop. Forget about getting the eliminations.
Yeah, exactly. Non-stop action. A well-placed grenade could change everything. HH24 is down. No, Pokatana. Brutal.
I think HS24 meant to land somewhere else. He was just checking out the surrounding. He was like, oh, where I am. And Pokatana said, hey, in front of me. A free elimination seems like. What do you think?
I agree. Pokatana is a menace on the map right now, continually, but Gucci doing a lot of the same. Here's a quick look at the map, by the way. You can see where our teams are at. We had a lot of action in Midstein that started to at least somewhat calm down, well, because folks are getting eliminated. But as we take a look over at Blomster and above, a lot of folks on the north side, like you predicted.
Yep, and I want to. I want to see how the Blomster, that west side of the map, is looking right around the bonding tree. And here's the engagement between Killshot and Juan Desert. I think Killshot was the one that did that grenade 1v2. He is on 4 eliminations.
Yeah,
looking good for his team.
Yeah, this is 10 points already on the board. And oh no, another team. The classic third party, if not fourth and fifth party. A lot of folks in these areas, you got to expect that. Got to make sure that while you're looting up or healing up, you are in full cover. Gucci waiting on 2.
Absolutely. With 3 elimination, Gucci might still have the yellow life. But as you can see from the team, Gucci going all out.
All right, Gucci is so much better than me at this game, okay? I thought I was pretty decent until I watched that movement. That was crazy. Great plays from Gucci to stay alive and pick up 1. Looking for the second, potentially. Nope, there's going to be a third party actually clean up Team Arcia here.
That's one thing about Livik that a lot of players, myself included, like about Livik, is there are a lot of chances that you are going to get third-partied. If you are not on your toes, you have to be aware at all times. If you are not aware, someone is sneaking behind you.
Agreed. Well, I'm also paying attention to chat, by the way, and we got a lot of folks giving some love here for Gucci. So shout Gucci out again. We've been talking about him a lot. Keep our eyes on him on your screen currently. See what you can do. Band on the other side. Trying to find the right angle to play against Gucci. A little bit scared of the shotgun that Gucci's been terrorizing the map with thus far. And yet again, terrorizing Band with another well-placed shot.
Absolutely, and this shotgun in Livik might just be your best friend when it comes down to 1v1 fights. But the best thing about this one is a duo. You can if you can isolate one of the duo, you can actually have that upper hand like we've seen in Erangel a lot of time. So here's Doom. I think we are thinning down on teams at Minstein.
That's right. Another one cleaned up on top. Gucci picks up another wipe. That's 6 eliminations now for this duo. 12 points on the board. There's those Flora Wings to dip out of here and go collect some flowers potentially.
Yep, and this is the bonding tree I was talking about earlier. As you can see on the bottom, there are all the flowers that they need. And the best thing Gucci is doing is he's using the Flora Wings to scout out if anybody comes from the behind. And Quan Deathshot, his teammate, collecting those flowers. And I'm excited to see that animation, and I want to get your thoughts on it, Goose.
Yeah, definitely. Pay attention to when they're done. Ooh, nice angle, Pokutana. Again, like I was saying, if you're ever paying attention to your surroundings, you got to make sure that you're not accidentally throwing a shoulder into a window or a third party could engage. Crazy.
Yep. And did you notice Yamna was actually about to pull a trigger on Killshot, I believe, who just got eliminated, and then she was like, oops, I can't do that because there is another team right across the road. Talking of another team, we have another team just landing in another 3-way battle here.
Yeah, Doom on the other side, and we've got people down below. We've got, I think, 4 here technically, between a couple solos and then a duo down below. Pokutana.
Did I just see someone right below Pokutana as well?
Yeah.
Oh, that is...
Baby Profada, breathe right below Pokutana. And it's the reason Pokutana's having to play safe here.
Question for you goes, who is second parting, third parting, fourth parting? Who's third parting who right here? Tell me, give me a description, right? And I think, I think this might be a battle for the respawn tower.
Yeah, the issue here is the team right below Pokutana is a duo. They don't necessarily know that everybody else that's here is a solo. So they know that it's risky to push out. They also know there's several teams around, and they've got low ground position. So Pokutana actually has a very powerful position right now, and it's pretty obvious that they know Pokutana's up above because just shot their weapon just a moment ago. But they obviously don't have equipment probably to throw this way. They probably don't have frags to throw on top or mollies to throw on top, or they would have tried that already. Or maybe they've already used them all. So because of that, we're in a bit of a waiting game. There's not really any pressure to move yet. It's just about who moves first and who gets punished for it.
Absolutely. And we come back to the bonding tree, and this is where everybody wants their flowers to present to their Valentine partner for this event. And this is going to be another waiting game, I believe, just for the flowers. But Ghost, as I was mentioning at the beginning of this event, there are patches in Erangel. If you drive around the map, there are patches where you can get the flowers. So Bonding Tree is not the only place where you can get those flowers. So maybe some of those teams are doing. I see a Hell Girl all the way down by the power plant. Maybe that's what she's doing. We'll just have to see.
Yeah, you can see completing our challenges here, picking a few flowers on main while we take a look at our map feed on the right. Of course, still have some people up in Blomster. There's still, it looks like at least a team that's won out in Midstein. And then, of course, we've been paying attention to Pokutana and everyone else in this area. I think another player has dropped into the building and actually already been eliminated as well. And then, well, we used our horse to get into the mix, and now we're down below with Munatek, with Team Yamna back into the mix to help out, hopefully, for that fight while Pokutana finds one. Oh, the duo tried to back up. Like I said, they tried to find an angle and they got punished for it.
Absolutely. And this is where this might be a trouble for Pokutana, because if the other duo has a utility, anything, Molotov cocktail, grenade, anything, that's a game over for Pokutana.
Oh,
and I
think that's what happened. Yeah, I think that's exactly. Pokutana maybe peeked a hair too long, and the duo behind the rock was able to take the shots finally and take down Pokutana, who was a menace around this small area. But Yamna still alive for their roster and wins the fight against Doom. Yamna perfectly timed. Couple hipfire shots into the ADS to get the cleanup. Doom goes down, and winning out down below is huge. But another fight over the... Oh no, Levi.
That might be the end of Team Levi as well. I believe he came here to recall his teammate, and Sultan said, well, you know what? We got some more ideas. I don't think you belong here. So 2 eliminations, holding a respawn. Maybe they might be able to sneak in some more. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, and playing around these recall towers is very important. I think getting your players back onto the map when it's just a duo, like that player advantage of having double the amount of players as an opposition in a true team fight is so incredibly important that it makes sense that a lot of teams that, whether you're a solo or a duo, are kind of camping around those beacons. But either way you look at it, big pickup.
Going back to the respawn, do you think Yamna now recalls her teammate? Did you notice her teammate was missing, or she just stays there and be like, this is my recall tower, and I'm going to own this? What do you think?
I think
or
the key is
out of there.
Yeah, I think the key is you got to figure out if you've cleared the entire area around the tower, right? You got to make sure that there's not other teams still camping it. If it's clear, I think you go for it, and then you can move on your merry way to get into zone. So we'll keep eyes on that when we can as we take a look at PUBGM Gucci back on your screen here with Deadshot alive, Gucci down. Deadshot looking to potentially go for the recall.
Yep. And for Team Gucci's sake, I hope no one else is driving by to say hello. Team Sultan still collecting flowers. So looks like not a lot of teams have completed collecting flowers. And if I can remind you, or if you aren't aware, you need at least 3 different type of flowers for 1 bouquet. So there are 2 bouquets you can complete. You need 3 flowers for 1 and 3 other type for the other one. So looks like no one is contesting Team Sultan. Maybe Team 24, I see on their west side, might be coming in to spoil the party, but looks like Team Sultan is able to pick up the flowers and Flora wing away to the battleground. What is their duo though? I didn't see their duo.
I think they were down, yeah. And this is the duo in the area. They might have either been down. I actually didn't notice. We'll have to double check on the map again. But FS gonna be moving up here. Maybe had a read that, hey, there's a team ahead of us trying to complete the challenge, or maybe they're just wanting to complete the challenge themselves. And like you said, Bonding Tree, a little bit of a bait. It's a great way to grab the flowers you need for the bouquet, but obviously everybody's thinking that, and so could see a lot of engagements there. So maybe they think better of going there.
Absolutely. And here's Team Night Emperor Queen Bia, not aware that there might be someone right behind, and this is the beauty, if I can say, for spectators. The beauty of Livik is you get engagement from all sides. That was the nice third party by Team Hell. I believe Kite might be running away from one duo straight into another duo. Okay, I think Kite survives here.
Yeah, it does, but it gets a little scary there for a moment. It's worth mentioning, too, while Gucci's in maybe a bit of trouble, have to back off, Deadshot playing the high ground, it's worth mentioning our wording for our challenge is that with your duo, you have to collect the flowers at the flower fields to make those 2 bouquets and then gift them to each other. So it is necessary to have both your players alive to complete the challenge. It is something you got to pay attention to. But we are moving into the end game here. Only 10 teams left as we find some more eliminations with Deadshot and Gucci now on 8 total at 16 points, regardless of anything else.
Absolutely. And there is one small caveat to it that you can collect those flowers and pass it to your duo. So your duo doesn't necessarily have to be there to collect the flowers.
Yep.
You can collect the flowers. And the way it works is you collect the flowers, you synthesize the bouquet, then give it to your duo. So if teams are thinking about that, they might send one solo to kind of collect the flowers. But the thing is, they have to survive, right? If you get eliminated, your all flowers are gone. There is no bouquet, no party, no 20 points goes.
I know.
Let's remind our viewers, the challenge is 20 points, double the points than winner chicken dinner, which is going to be very crucial for this map.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the difference maker on you being near the top of the leaderboard at the bottom, is whether or not you got that challenge done. To do so, like you mentioned, you could send one to get the bouquets. You got to have both alive to actually complete the challenge at the end of it. But we're in the end game here. Zone getting a lot smaller. Only a couple folks were actually inside the zone when our quick look at that map feed. And so everybody else going to be fighting on rotation in, playing on the edge of the zone here. Still being a bit of trouble. There's a second. Lala just goes down, unfortunately. Night Temper picks up a couple. And Yamna is actually, I think, trying to maybe complete the challenge in blue right now. just so they get the 20 points. This is smart. This is a great forward thinking. As long as they have enough healing for it, this is 20 points, and they may die because of it, but if they can get it done in time, that's huge.
I think it's worth it. I think
100%.
at this point, getting those 20 guaranteed 20 points is a lot better than gambling your way into trying to get a chicken dinner, because these are sweaty lobbies. You might not expect a Muno might not have enough mets right there, and is gone to blue. And will Yamna actually make it? I
don't think
no.
so. A great effort. And again, it was so worth it. I think you're totally right. 20 points is so big that you have to complete the challenge. So they stayed. We saw it on the map feed there. They're way up north in blue. There was really no chance of them getting out. But we get back to the action. 7 teams here, Chemist, and fighting on edge as expected.
Yes, this is the other thing about Livik is nobody wants to go in the middle because you can get crashed at any time. Talking about crashing, that grenade crashed right behind Gucci. Quan is right there to help him. Oh, Hellboy also on half HP.
Yeah, both very well placed nades. One connected just a bit better to actually get the full, and Hellboy in trouble, burning up some, but still alive. So Hellboy, Hellgirl working together here. I think we will be able to get the revive on the backside, though.
I believe so. And they still have 9 seconds to med up, heal up, and before the blue starts. But the problem is they cannot overpeak from this side because that area is controlled by Hellgirl, and the left side is quite open. But Gucci says, I'm just gonna book it.
Yeah, blue moves fast, though, at this point, and it hits hard. So we are losing a lot of life. Gonna have to use our meds as we're running, and likely gonna get picked up in transition is my expectation. I don't even know if Deadshot's going to be able to make it in time. It's so close, and Gucci just has to keep running. Hellgirl also going down from the play zone, though. We just saw that in the feed on the left side. So both of those two teams just overstayed in that fight by a hair. And now we move and take a look at the in circle and a big fight on main. Iron Sight yet again, a team near final circle. Reminder, Iron Sight got second in the last round in terms of placement, and they've done it again to make it to the final fight, but they are in a bit of trouble.
Yep, and Gucci somehow just ran straight into the circle and nobody contested him, and that might be very costly for this entire lobby because he has been wreaking havoc, and that nade might 1v1 Matic versus Gucci right here with the pre-fire with the shotgun from the top.
Gucci is different. Plays the rock. It wins the backside of the zone. This is such a huge rotation from Gucci, especially losing Deadshot on the rotation as a solo to be able to win that. Catches some folks unaware and then wins the 1v2. He is not out of the woods yet, though. Look at right above on the rocks.
It's a
Look
2v1.
at what they are doing. A 2v1 to wrap up this lobby. Gucci is half health. If Gucci wins this, I will freak out on main broadcast. This is going to be a tough one.
This is going to be very tough because he just finished that 1v2 fight and his armor, helmet, everything is gone. And he's not even 100 HP. I think he only has bandages. So it's all about a mental game at this point. Does the duo jump down? Oh, he gets the knock.
Gucci knows he's got to close the gap and win with the shotgun. Isolates the 1v1. He trades positions, uses his shotgun advantage to push the fight, and now a true 1v1. Like you said, Gucci, not even full health, but now has all of the advantages in the world. Playing the high ground position, has the shotgun for the close engagements if he wants it, and has a little bit of miss. Finds the angle. Trades like, look at Breathe. He's on 1 HP in a dream. Gucci's going to challenge.
Shotgun. He gets the win. What are we watching here? He was on the bottom of the rock. The duo was on the top. He gets that upper hand, goes on the top, gets that duo wipe. Do you call it a squad wipe or a duo wipe goes?
I'll call it just the best play we've seen so far. I don't know what it is, but it's a dang good time. PUBGM Gucci goes crazy, repping PUBG Mobile in the name and winning map 2. What a insane performance. And I think if you look back on Gucci's perspective, Kibis, on that entire map, you see a non-stop action, non-stop winning of fights, and then also some of the craziest rotations you could possibly think of. Reminder about the fight between Hellboy and Hellgirl. It was so bad. Gucci goes down in trouble, gets picked up by Deadshot. He still rotates it and still wins the map, even from low ground position to start. Crazy stuff.
That is absolutely insane. But I would also give shout out to his duo partner, Quan Deadshot, because he held that fight against the Hellgirl and Hellboy, because Gucci was down. He was utilizing Molotov grenade just for them so that they cannot push him. He bought enough time to get his teammate back up, gave him some meds because he only had bandages.
Yeah.
They traded the bandages. Quan Deadshot goes by the zone. Gucci makes it. And one thing I called out is letting Gucci walk straight into the zone with no contest. That was a bad decision for entire lobby, as it proved.
Yeah, and it was funny because obviously there was a lot of, shots being fired on their side because of the engagement with Hellboy and Hellgirl. However, I think it was the only fight on that side. And so because of that, everybody else, they turned their eyes to the opposite side of the map, the top side of the zone. That was a lot of engagement. So then when Gucci got in, well, it was all she wrote. Gucci found everybody unaware and then wins it in a crazy 1v2 with the shotgun. Very well played from Gucci. Folks, after that, we got to take a very short break. We got to catch our breath. We got to figure out the scores. This leaderboard is going to change dramatically. There were 20 points on the line from the challenge, 10 points on the line from Winner Winner Chicken Dinner, and obviously all of the amazing eliminations. So we'll stay tuned for those scores when we come back. Got to check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun for map number 3.
As Pony's story comes to an end, it's time to introduce our latest AI smart ally, Barkle, who will greet everyone in V42's theme mode. At the start of the match, Barkle will appear on the map. Interact with him and fight alongside his loyal companion. Barkle has excellent smart interaction capabilities. Just issue commands by voice chat or the command wheel, and he'll execute them perfectly. In battle, Barkle angrily throws stones at distant enemies, dealing damage to them. You can also command Barkle to spread his arms and block enemy attack to buy you precious breathing room. When your health is low, Barkle will use his own health to restore yours. If you get knocked down, there's no need to panic. Barkle will return to you in time to rescue you. Also worth noting is that as Barkle's health continually decreases, his leaves will gradually wither. You can use that to quickly determine Barkle's current status and adjust your strategy. What's more, Barkle can also help you outside of battle. When you need supplies, you can command Barkle to detect supplies within range. Traveling long distances is tiring, so you can also have Barkle carry you to a target location, safely and swiftly. Currently, Barkle supports voice interaction in English, Arabic, Turkish, and Russian. However, he can't actually speak. He's only able to respond with Barkle on the road.
Barco's on the road.
Change your first language in settings to communicate with Barkle in the corresponding language. PUBG Mobile's V4.2's Primewood Genesis is now available. Fight alongside the Royal Barkle and experience smart combat like never before.
Friend Fest limited time romance coming soon. 2 minutes to unlock fun gameplay. During Friend Fest, the bonding tree checkpoints in Erangel and Livik will change to a pink theme. A sea of flowers creates a friendly atmosphere. Pick all kinds of flowers and combine them into 2 limited edition bouquets in the lower left corner of the backpack. Gift them to a nearby friend to trigger duo interaction effects, and unlock 2 single match cosmetics. Gift a faded dance bouquet to unlock a flower crown. Gift a surprise bouquet to unlock the sunflower cover. Check in solo or as a team at the bonding tree checkpoint to trigger different dream-alike dance stage effects. Enjoy exclusive performances during Friend Fest. You can also get bonding packs to unlock even more supplies. The Blossom season of romance has begun. Let's check it out. Complete missions in the event to get friend tokens. Collect a certain number of friend tokens to get the 2026 limited edition avatar, avatar frame, and other item rewards. In addition, the entire server has collectively checked in at the bonding tree and sent flowers 100,000 times. All players on the server can collect the Snowman music track for free in the event. January 25th, 2026. Held simultaneously in Indonesia, Turkey, Egypt, and Pakistan. Guinness World Records for most pairs performing a choreographed handshake. World Record Challenge event. Players can get the same super handshake 5D emote by completing missions. Let's witness the birth of a new record together. P.S. The permanent super handshake emote can be obtained from the supply shop. Everyone is welcome to Dance in the Blue Zone. Creative flower-giving videos such as sending flowers in the red zone. Record your most beautiful or funniest moments. Be selected to receive official mysterious prizes. Wonderland Flower Shop available for a limited time. PUBG Mobile's romantic gift. Players can use their game account to collect flowers at designated offline locations. You can also follow PUBG Mobile social media accounts, locate flower shops, and post PUBG Mobile-related content to collect them. Friend Fest is coming soon. Non-stop surprises. Meet under the bonding tree. Express your feelings with bouquets.
Welcome back, PUBG Mobile Next Star Heart Hustle. I'm Coach, this is Chemist, and I gotta say we've had a blast thus far. 2 games done and dusted. We did Erangel into Livik, and we're headed back to Erangel here shortly, Chemist. But before we get there, we gotta take a look at our scores because, again, we had a 20-point challenge on the line, plus our 2 points per elimination, plus our winner chicken dinner, that I gotta say, Gucci showed us the craziest final 1v2. So let's take a look at those scores, and Chemist, you can walk me through that leaderboard from this game and this game alone.
And Team PUBGM Gucci on the top with 36 points. No challenge point, but 26 elimination point in Livik. That is huge. And Team 24K on 4th place, and that is the difference that we're highlighting throughout that match is they have 16 elimination point. But look at those challenge point. 20 challenge point puts them right on top. 36 and 36, and all the other teams not so looking good on the first page. But if you look at 14 and 15, again goes to show you how important these challenge points are. Team Pew Pew and Hellboy, both of them with challenge point alone, they are within the striking distance of 36. What do you think, Goats?
Yeah, no, I love this leaderboard for that very reason. It shows you that you can play this event based on whatever strategy you want that earns you points. So if you get those challenge points, your overall score is going to look very solid. So even though our game leaderboard, like you mentioned, Team Hellboy way down there, they still picked up 24 points. So our overall is going to look quite nice for them. Let's take a look at the overall leaderboard and see where everybody's at after 2. Again, we've got game 3 coming up here shortly, and going into game 3, Team Gucci at the top, representing PUBG Mobile, putting it in the name, and it all makes sense now. 52 elimination points with 10 challenge points from game 1, and that chicken dinner puts them at 72 points as a duo and leading the charge by a sizable margin. You see 24K pop up to 56. Iron Sight did pick up that 20-point challenge as well, and they've been a pretty strong team. Makes sense that they're in the top 3, and then you go all the way down again, top 8. Going to be earning some prizing today if you're top 8 the end of the day. The only major gap is really between 1 and 2 and 2 and 3. That's another 12-point gap. Other than that, it's very close all the way down this leaderboard.
Absolutely. But in this game, next game, only one team can complete the challenge that we will see shortly. So goes, I think the challenge points are going to be even more important going into this game.
Yeah. I think that's a really good shout out. The last two, it's everybody that wants to can complete it. The next one's going to be really interesting. We are moving back to Erangel, so the map's going to be a bit more spread out. A lot we can talk about, but let's take a look at that challenge, Kimis, as you previewed it. Walk me through what these teams are going to be doing. And again, not everyone can earn this one.
Absolutely. And as part of 4.2 update, we have this Primewood tree. So as with your duo, there are about 5 locations. The gateway to the heart of Primewood. You have to go into the Primewood, get the Prime Eye, the best weapon in this update 4.2. Although 5 teams, 5 duos can go in there, only 1 team can obtain that Prime Eye, which is going to be very interesting to see.
Yeah, I think we all know where people are going to be going, where they're going to be playing for, I suppose, because if you're playing for this eye, you're also playing for 25 points, folks. This is the biggest challenge we've had this entire competition thus far. This could jump you up the leaderboard by a huge margin. If we remember, Kibis, at that overall leaderboard, I think 8th was like 28 points total. So this is a huge jump just from completing the challenge. But again, like Kimis was talking about, this is a very important one. It is one, though, that not everybody can earn. So I think the question I have before we hop into the game, I don't think everybody will play for this because it's a little bit more risky. Obviously, if you do go down, you could come back. That's all good and dandy. But some of our teams at the top haven't done every challenge, and they're still at the top because of eliminations or that chicken dinner. So maybe it's a better use of your time, unless you really think you're going to get it, to just set up for the in-game, set up in the zone. What do you think?
Absolutely, I agree with you. But if I were playing in that, one thing I would definitely try to do is figure out where are the portals to go to the Primewood, right? Yeah. Camping, maybe, or maybe not. It might not be camping, but if you can identify people using the portal and eliminate them before they go in, you get the elimination point, and then you have your safe way into the portal. I think that we might be seeing a lot of backstabbing in this one.
Yeah, I think so too. Oh, look at our plane line as well. We are definitely changing things up with this one. Still starting up near Stalber, but headed north to south all the way down the map. Of course, we know that Yasnaya is about to be insane, okay? This is going to be very, very hot to start things off. Does look like you could head to Milta as well. And then, of course, some folks are going to head to Pachinki.
Absolutely. And the other POI that a lot of duos might go to is Milta. That is also another urban area that has been transformed into a hot POI. Because it is on the plane path, it is likely that we'll see a lot of teams there. And one thing about these POIs, there is, although it's an RNG, there is a very high chance these POI will have that gateway or will have that portal to the Primewood. So a lot of these teams will try to go to these POI just for that as well, if they are trying to get the challenge. But right now, it looks like it's not about challenges, it's about eliminations goes. We are hot in Yasnaya.
Yeah, as expected, Yasnaya is very hot. You can see Milta has a couple teams as well. And then, of course, a few headed over to Pachinki. But Yasnaya is going to be the name of the game for a lot of our rosters. So we swing over there on the perspective as we watch the rest of our players fly in and figure out where they're going. And now we take it to full because it is nonstop action. It is Pew Pew, Team Pew Pew with Joey on main, trying to find an angle maybe on Pocatana, who's also catching flack from another roster. Imartia in trouble and causing trouble as per the usual. They're always in the center of the action.
Absolutely. And talking about the center of action, here is that Team PUBGM Gucci. Both of them sharing the piece of that duo. I believe they both have 1 elimination. And the other person that is always on center of action is Pocatana from Team Arcia. We may have, I'm actually pretty interested in seeing who will end up with more elimination, Pocatana or Gucci. What do you think goes?
I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking Gucci, just because Gucci's been at the top this entire tournament thus far. Gucci is in first place, like you mentioned. So I'm thinking Gucci. I'm really cheering on HH24, though, okay? We need a comeback. We've had a little bit of some struggles in the first 2. Maybe this will be the map to do it. You can see them on your screen now.
Yeah. And one thing to note here, the blue structure, that is the gate. That is the portal. If it activates, you will use that portal to go to the heart of Primewood to get that Prime Eye. So looks like Team HS24 are well situated just to take that portal as soon as it appears, because it's also that if one team uses that portal, the other team cannot use it. It's only one use thing. So there's like a lot of moving parts. You have to strategize that the portal opens up. You are right there to get into the portal, but don't get backstabbed, because a lot of other teams are trying to do the same thing.
Yeah, I like that breakdown a lot. Again, you've got to be playing for the portal, but if you're first to the portal, you're likely going to get shot. So you got to try to get some information first. Looks like that's what our teams are doing. You see HH24 on the off angle on the right side, Bogotan on the left. I'm setting up a trap here. Take a look at Pachinki, though. We'll take a look at No Fear on main for a moment. But Milta, as expected, a hot spot, and we swap back quickly because HH24 finds an opening angle here to get the knock. I'm not sure they're going to get the full... Oh, the Molotov lands perfectly. Poketana in deep trouble. May just get the meds off in time. That was very close. And Arcia is still technically revivable. What a save here from Team Arcia.
Absolutely, but I thought there was going to be a follow-up Molotov cocktail right there, or any sort of utility from Team HS24, because Poketana was... Ooh, look at those moves from the left peak.
Yeah, I think they may have not had the equipment to do so. HH24 swung over to the right-hand side and was just trying to play the angle. We do have a cooking nade over here with Poketana that could land at HH24. Trying to play a little bit safe. Does relocate and find a different angle, but it actually connects anyways. Joey with some shots actually from a different angle. As HH24 was weak, Joey's the one that ends up picking the knock up here on HH24. It's the same thing we were talking about before, and the call out to say, hey, watch out for this Joey guy right behind us. As Arcia does trade blows, but it's what we were talking about before. When you're in a 2v2, but there's a lot of other teams around, you cannot take fights where you're exposing, peeking, throwing shoulders out in the open.
Absolutely. And as you see the message on the screen, the portal to Primewood is about to open, and things are going to get even more dicey, because everybody saw that message. Everyone is looking to push towards this gate. I think because they are already smoking, I'm assuming this gate is going to open, because as soon as that message appears on your screen, you have an indication on the map whether the portal is going to open or not. But looks like Team HS24 has been eliminated, because I see the Poketana closer to the portal. What are you looking at? Goes right here.
Yeah, I'm seeing the same. You see Arcia down below now, but still playing for the portal. Poketana up above.
Yeah,
Fizz actually on the opposite side is what it looks like. So
absolutely. And we switch to other POI in Yasanaya. We have Team Sultan right here keeping an eye, and if we can look at the map quickly, you will see right on their left side is the other portal. So here's another battle right there. You see that blue gate? That is the other portal, and that is the targeting vine I was telling you earlier goes. Look how far it can go, and the player character does not move, and even if you shoot at the targeting vine, it does nothing to the character. So this is an excellent use of targeting vine. And oh yeah, another thing is, once you lock into an enemy, it kind of traps you for like 3 to 4 seconds. So not only you can see where the enemies are, you can actually trap them. And Georgie Gaming out here absolutely showing that. And here's another portal that we just see Team Doom, I think, getting knocked down there. Yeah, trying to get that portal. Looks like everyone is trying to go for that portal.
You called it perfectly, Kevin. You said it's going to be a fight for the portals, and that's exactly what it is. And speaking of fight for the portals, here it is. Fizz on the opposite side. Poketana's been holding out here for a while.
Seen somebody going into the portal.
Oh, just going to commit to it. They're trying to commit and stick it first. I want to say that Fizz gets it.
Gets in the first.
Wow.
I think the portal saved one or the other, but looks like Team Dark is already in there. They might have gotten that one portal that nobody contested. And this is what you have to get to the middle and run to it to get that prime eye right in the middle. I feel like both of these, there is a race between Fizz and Cat. Cat is going for that. And you can't do damage in here. This is the part is you literally have to who got it.
Wow, I think it was Cat. That's crazy.
That is crazy. But you know what they can do? They can wait for Cat and team to go down. They can go behind them and try to backstab them. Do you think that is going to happen?
I think it's definitely going to happen. Got to pay attention to where they're landing while on the ground already. A lot more fights happening. Nubology electing to his team already select their position on the map and go landing. So Dark Defender, now they get to choose wherever they want to go.
Yeah, they did not decide to do that. They thought I think they said, no, we're not gonna risk our lives. So Fish actually going back to Milta. I think this is where they took the portal, and I believe I think Fish decided that now it's all about elimination game. Let's go back to where we were and finish the fight.
Yeah, a lot of fights happening right now. Sultan with shotgun in hand, trying to get the two-piece, and ends up getting traded out. Georgie's right behind him, though. Getting barrel stuff here. Oh, what a bit of trouble. Wasn't expecting.
Farouk with 1v2.
Farouk goes crazy, and unfortunately... Yeah, there's a lot more folks in the area. Farouk putting on a show for us, man. I love it. It's got 2 total. And FaZe's teammates got 4, so they've actually got a pretty decent game going there. But Nubology now in a fight with Arishi on the opposite side. Gonna try to play inside the door, but it's a 2v1, so they perfectly set up the trade. I really love, I mean, that was a great trade from Fizz. They did a great job in the team fight. But I really love the fact that they came back to Milta. They knew what was happening on the map. They weren't gone that long, and they knew they could take a high ground position to pick up some eliminations. That was a nice play from them.
Absolutely. And one thing I will note here is that was a smart play by Fish, because they still have that yellow life because they never left the hard drop. So coming back to the hard drop, they knew even if they engage and somehow they get eliminated, they will get back right away. So here's the Prime Eye team. So one of the added part of the challenge is you have to use the Prime Eye. So the Prime Eye has 4 select powers, and one of the powers is you can get these corrupting flowers onto the enemy. You can literally summon these corrupting flowers and make them as your teammate. So I think Cat is the one who picked up. Let's see. Oh, yep. I hear that animation. I think she's using the Prime Eye right now as we speak. Let's see if she's able to put those flowers. Yep. There you go. Nice. There's the flowers. And I believe that is the challenge complete. 25 points to Team Dark right here. And this is one of the best thing about this update is you literally don't have to do anything. Those plants are slowly dealing the damage in Sylvie. But I think she's playing smart as well, because she's inside the house. And as long as you're inside the cover, which might not be too long, because Dark knows where she is, just like that. With the Prime Eye, one thing you can do is actually locate enemy location as well. And I can talk a long time about the Prime Eye because it has a lot of utils. Talking about utils, with the green nade here, PUBGM Gucci goes.
Yeah, Gucci is the player to watch right now. Obviously, doesn't complete the Prime Eye challenge for 25 points, but is the team in first place going into this. A late cook in a perfect land. Oh my goodness, there's a reason Gucci's on top. Crazy plays. Gucci picks up the team wipe. We bring back the Fizz, who's in another fight above. This is Gucci down below. This is a pretty big moment here to wipe out one of the top teams when Fizz's squad's got a really good game going.
Yep, Fish with that nade connects. Now it's a 3-way fight. I think it's a solo versus Team Fish versus, I think I saw Georgie Gaming on the top as well. So we might be looking at a 3-way fight to take out one of the top fraggers from the lobby.
That was really nice. Georgie Gaming still there. But Fizz making a move here, especially with the wing help.
Oh, Fish's team, Nubology, was able to take out Georgie. So now it's another 2v1. PUBGM Gucci in yet another 2v1 situation. While that's happening, we look at the circle shift, which pretty much centers up. Ooh, goes. Tell me what you're thinking right there.
Listen, we've made a huge mistake. I know Team Fizz wasn't watching the broadcast the last couple games, but if we know anything, we know that PUBGM Gucci can 1v2 and does it with the shotgun almost every single time. And yet again, we've somehow allowed Gucci to isolate their 1v1s. And I think Nubology's in a bit of trouble here.
And I heard a parachute coming down in the distance. Oh, there you go. Team Kite, I believe, are coming in to take a slice of this pie right here. They might have figured out that there is an engagement happening. And if we can get some elimination, but it's a third party, maybe not. They have their own engagement going on.
There's a lot happening. There's a lot happening here on the north side of Pachiki, and there's Gucci trying to take the angles here with new biology. Shotgun in hand again. Maybe a slight
Shotgun
favor towards
versus
Gucci.
UMP.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one. Molly maybe to zone it off. No, the recal, and oh my gosh. Gucci, the perfect weapon swap at the perfect time, and lands the one-shot elimination. That is, I think, the third or fourth 1v2 that Gucci's put on a show for us on broadcast, let alone who knows how many he's able to pick up on the outside of broadcast when we weren't looking. Insane stuff from Gucci. There's a reason he's at the top.
That is insane. And that was the other engagement that we are just talking about. Fish actually re-landed on Gucci, and I think Gucci said, you know what? I eliminated you once. I can do it again. See ya later. Bye-bye.
Raven finds an elimination as well.
All this happening in Pochinki, one of my favorite drop locations in Erangel. I love this place, especially with the new update, new buildings, a lot of vines. You have a lot of places that you can take angles on, and not to forget about the Flora Wings. You can literally go anywhere around to get more angles. Yeah,
the Flora Wings just give you so much outplay potential, especially on a map with this much cover. I totally agree. Very fun stuff, but take you to swap perspectives and take a look at some of the other teams that are still alive. We do have pretty much everyone on the map, missing only 2 teams right now after some early engagements. And, well, Gucci, yet again, guess what he's done? Used the Flora Wings to get to a high ground position and isolate another 1v1. Yet again, finding a power position against another duo.
Okay, as I was collecting my thoughts, Gucci says, let me quickly wipe out this duo while getting shot in the back. But I want to pick your brain here, Goes. Everyone knows the challenge is done. Okay, so everyone saw that Cat from Team Dark was able to obtain the Prime Eye. Hopefully they saw that they were using it in the map because there is an indicator. What do you do now? Do you go for eliminations? Do you try to seek as many engagement as possible? Or do you pick a prime position in the circle? Oh my days.
Well, I know what Gucci's doing. Now on 10 eliminations, to answer your question, I think Gucci is going to fly around the map, get Deadshot back, which is exactly what happened. Deadshot back onto the map as well, and go for as many eliminations as possible. Feels like they have an advantage. I think the answer to your question, it really depends on where you are in the map, right? If you're in a position where you're going to have to fight your way through anyways, you want to look for smart engagements as you rotate to the new zone. If you're in a position where you already have a god spot inside of what could be the in-game position or some of the late-game positions with zone, it may be smarter to play for that chicken dinner. Knowing that the zone will move, though, I think it really comes down to whether or not you have resources. Do you have enough meds to be able to play the in-game? Do you have enough frags, mollies, or smokes, frankly, is what you really need to play the in-game? If not, you need to keep looting, which means you probably need to keep fighting.
Absolutely, and that's how I was thinking as well. Here's a 1v1 isolated fight between Team Levi versus Sulogy, I believe, from Team Doom. Oh, no, it is not a 1v1. It becomes a 2v1. Sulogy versus 2 of them, and just like that, it's unless you are PUBGM Gucci right now, doesn't look like all of these players can do 1v2. What do you think, Goes?
Yeah, it's a tough thing to do, and I think shotguns are helping Gucci's position. Gets another one as Cat tries to fly away with the Flora Wings, and Gucci says, not today. I will ground you, take your loot, and move on my merry way. That's 14 eliminations, by the way, for that duo, with 13 of them on Gucci. Insane. Quick look at the map feed, though. Again, we've been seeing all that action in Pachinki, so a lot of fighting in this POI, and Gucci's going to keep fighting here. Doesn't need to leave yet. Our zone is pulling near central of our map. We still see a lot of people on the north side of Milta, a couple folks kind of rotating in, vehicles probably with Creamy there from Farm, and then a couple teams coming in from the south side of Farm that could engage Creamy, so watch out for a fight on the south side of the zone, while on the north side, near our airdrop and Razhawk, we've got a couple other folks. So this next zone is really going to dictate a lot in terms of which encounters will pop off, aside from the ones that are already happening.
Ooh,
wow.
Talk about the circle shift and talk about the luck. I have a feeling Gucci has not left Pochinki, has not been eliminated even once. That means he still has the yellow life.
Yeah.
But the grace for the lobby is that yellow life only goes up to stage 5. So once the stage 5 starts, none of the powers. That's something I like about the update 4.2 as well, is all the Flora wings, targeting vines, Barkle, the Bramble Scorpion, all of these do not work to the late game. So although Gucci might has advantage of the yellow life in Pochinki, oh, no, maybe not. Maybe not. He just said he's out of Pochinki, down a little bit towards the west side, targeting Team Sultan, I believe, right here. And that's a perfect molly, Goj.
Yeah, it is a perfect molly. He's going to get them very weak. Maybe an opening for them to push. And again, if I'm Gucci, you've already done enough to have a fantastic game. Why not just capitalize on it and see how much you can get? Who knows? They can get the chicken dinner. I mean, Gucci's gotten it from worse situations. Gucci wants to engage in fights. Got Deadshot on the backside. A great duo. Both can pick up a lot of eliminations. And continues to land equipment. Lethals over and over and over again. What will give? Can you stop this, man? Unbelievable. Through the building, now gonna push. Insane stuff from Gucci, going for another 1v2 with Deadshot on the top side, now getting involved from below, but it's too late. Holy cow.
I think I will do a 1-2 seconds moment of silence for all the duos that have been fallen on the hands of Gucci, because he is not stopping there. But one thing I would note is, did you see Quan Deadshot was very, very conservative. He did not engage as much, meaning that he knew if Gucci gets in trouble, I will go to recall. So the coordination between these duos looks on point.
Yeah. Yeah, and I also think, you know, the other thing Deadshot was doing there, he was covering the retreat, right? He was playing the high ground position on the backside of the building, and if, you know, a couple of those mollies or a couple of those frags maybe would have pushed the team outside the backside, Deadshot had him pinched. So it was just a kill box waiting to happen and ended up going their way. So eliminations work out. And we move on to check in with some of our other teams. Coming in from the south side of Pochinki, we've got Raven and K90 Shot Gamer working their way into a huge POI. Trying to get some information. We've got another 2v2 here with Arcia. Another team that we've been paying attention to a lot here is that Team Arcia. I think it is Arcia as a solo right now, which is going to be brutal.
And Team Yamna was the one that got downed by Blue Zone earlier on Livik. So here's another team that really needs to step up, and this might be the stepping stone, because it's I was about to say it's a 2v1. Just like that, it goes into 1v1, and I think that's the beauty of duo, is you are just two players. If it's one down, you know it's a 1v1, and if you are confident enough to take the fight, you might just do 1v2. Muno right here going back, and I think Arcia realizes that, gets a couple shot through the window. What do you think happens here?
Look at the Flora wings. Look at the Flora wings. Flora wings rotation, honestly, from this like secondary perspective, was so cool to see, because we didn't see the wings themselves. We saw the player flying across the map, and a well-placed nade will pick up one. So we're gonna see what Arcia can do to maybe make a play here against Mundo Tech, who Mundo Tech is on. I mean, what is that, 10% health? This is not looking good.
That nade anywhere around Mundo Tech will take.
No! I think Arcia just got the knock, but then knocked themselves out. I don't know if the nade actually went all the way through the window. It was enough to get the full and pick up both players on the opposite side, but I think they also just knocked themselves. That's brutal.
Yep, and Poktana, who is their duo partner, is almost on the other side of the map, and this might be okay. Yep, just like that, the duo is out of lobby. I would have loved to see build up by Team Poktana and Team Arcia. I think that's Team Arcia, my apologies on that, but unfortunate as they run into another squad. Here's a Team HS24 goes. Your pick, looking strong in the circle on stage 4. They do have a couple of teams around them, but they have the building safe to themselves, which I think is a very strong position to be in.
Yeah, I agree. HH24, honestly, they've been doing a pretty good job of playing what we would call like playing for placement. Unfortunately, placement points only come through if you get the winner chicken dinner, right? And so that is the tough thing, is that they've been doing a good job of being like a top 5, top 10 team every single time on the map, of being alive till then. But unfortunately, they are not able to pick up a ton of eliminations. Only with 2 now. Now, on the opposite side, if you see this Treant running around and going prone and hanging out, that's our good friend Barkle.
Yep, and one of my best friends in this update, Barkle, it can be your third teammate. It can revive you, it can heal you, it can look for the supplies, it can even act as a shield goes. Like there is a voice command or a toggle command. You can actually ask him to defend, and he will literally sit in front of you acting as a shield. So I'm actually curious to see how Speed from Team Kane 90 utilizes Barkle towards the end game, because in end game it is going to be absolute terror with the Barkle on your team.
Yeah, and Barkle very strong. Unfortunately, not strong enough if HH24 finds the right angle. I just told you, watch out.
Yep, HH24 utilizing all his IQ in here. He knew his teammate was trying to bait them out as soon as his teammate got out. And we are looking at Prime Eye. Oh, they actually wait, someone else is using the Prime.
Gucci's got it.
Gucci is using the Prime Eye. Look at this guy. And one of the thing about Prime Eye is you can literally use it as a UAV. Right now, it's on the sky using that corrupting flower. Does this count as a challenge completed, Goes?
I'll get confirmation from the admins. I believe you had to go get it. I don't know if just finding it off of a body is enough. I think you had to actually go get the eye originally. Yep. I will double check with admins, though. Somebody can help us out with that to make sure that isn't a challenge that multiple teams could complete. But either way you look at it, we'll check in with that later, because take a look at our new zone.
Absolutely. And as I was mentioning, that zone shifts again out in the wide open. Vehicles come in handy. Early rotation might come in handy. And I think there is a dip and 2 sacks. That's the only cover you will find in this place. Yeah. So any teams that are outside the circle is going to have a very, very tough time getting in here.
That's a good call out, as per the usual, with our end zones here in PUBG Mobile. A lot of open spaces. You got to play smokes correctly. You got to play vehicles if you have them. But these rolling hills will help. So some high ground positions potentially to play around with. But see Doom just on the offside. Here's another angle of Doom's POV. Able to grab one knock. For another one. And here comes Gucci.
I like how you're like, here comes Gucci. Be aware, everybody. He rolls in a style with the only vehicle that I can see anywhere near this circle. But that's a very smart play from Gucci right here. Scouting all possible angles, realizes there's nobody on this side of the map, takes the cover. I wonder where his teammate, gives the comm to his teammate, and as you can see, his teammate is rolling right up to him. They are in the circle, right at the edge of the circle, behind a good cover, with 2 vehicles, looking pretty good.
Yeah, looking pretty good. Like you said, I mean, Gucci and Deadshot having a vehicle apiece is really nice for rotations. If one gets, shot at, the other one can still get away. So something else to keep in mind is watching out for their rotations as our zone gets smaller and smaller. Here's that stage 5 you were talking about, but Team Oracle here trying to rotate on edge of zone will move up to the backside of Gucci. They know exactly where they are, though, and get picked up in transition. This is why you rotate early, and if you can't rotate early, this is why you rotate with the vehicle. Able to get to a powerful position and pick up some points because of it. His kill shot is on the opposite angle, now throwing shots at Deadshot and Gucci as well.
Absolutely. That's a good play by Killshot, but the problem is Blue is ticking. Blue is not going to stop moving. So if you are at the edge, you might be able to third-party people inside, but like Gucci did there, it might be that the Blue is pushing way too hard and you may just have to abandon your position. Talking about position, this is not a bad position. On the top of the hill, just inside the circle. This might be a prime position for Team Doom, but unfortunately, he is just a solo Goes.
Yeah, it's not a bad spot. I totally agree. Having high ground is gonna have to creep in a little bit from where he's at, and so the actual edge of the zone is on this weird hill. So you're gonna have to clear out everybody behind you first to make sure you don't get flanked on the rotation. It looks like Doom's actually gonna go to the long angle here, which I like this play a lot. You can see it on the map where Doom's at, bottom right hand corner. He's gonna potentially pick up a couple teams trying to rotate in from long side into the shallow side as they rotate into the new zone, and those points are very valuable. Again, every elimination is 2 points, so very important. Only the chicken dinner will be rewarded with those 10 points.
Absolutely. And the utilities that HS24 was displaying for us are going to be very handy in these circles, because you as a duo in this circle cannot overpeak. So your best friends is utilities, as I was saying. HS24 with the money grenade on a team Fish. Doom actually taking out Quanta shot, and just like that, a third party clears out the lobby. I am going to go out on a limb and say, lobby leaders, this might increase a gap or decrease a gap at the top. What do you think goes?
Yeah, this is a big moment to not see Gucci pick up another winner chicken dinner. And as expected, Doom makes a great play. We called the rotation out, goes to the long side and tries to catch up a couple teams in rotation over into the new zone. So a great play there with the help of a third party. It all works out for him. Now we got a couple of vehicles and a couple solos working their way to mid map, and they're gonna bullet jump out and try to get Peeker's advantage, and Pew Pew wins the gunfight. Down goes Doom after all of those efforts. Pew Pew with some nice shots there, gonna be able to med back up and move in.
Absolutely. Doom will be remembered as someone who took down the lobby leader, but not get a lot of points. But here we look at the almost the final circle, final interaction here. Couple of duos, 2 solos and 2 duos. And Team Cody takes out a team solo from the...
Yeah, gets a solo, but HH24 actually trades them back.
Yep. So it looks like there is 2 solos and a duo. Goes, let me ask you, solo or duo, who takes it?
I mean, I really like the duo's position. They've got a high ground position as a team of 2. You can see where both those solos are down below. Our new zone is technically, everyone is outside of it currently, but even still, in our eye here at Team Killshot, they're going to be able to move on down and actually still have some trees to play around with. So as long as HH24 and Pew Pew are still looking at each other and aware of each other's angles, I think they can win this as a duo. I will say Pew Pew's position is pretty good on the opposite side as well. HH24 still has a vehicle to play around with, this cover.
Absolutely.
Look at this rock.
One thing I noticed is there is a hill between Pew Pew and HS24.
Yeah.
That means they won't directly take shots at each other. So the only person they're taking shots are uphill, both of them. Unless one person decides, oh, let me see what's on the other side. But as long as they both are taking shots, I feel like this is 1v1v2. Maybe HS24 is trying to clear out the ridge right here. So maybe HS24 says it's a solo. Let me just get 2 elimination and take my chances. What would you do in this situation, Goes?
Well, he's gotta rotate over, I think, to Pew Pew to get into the zone in a convenient way that he knows he won't get shot from this duo up above. So he's got to get aggressive here. You can see where he's now creeping into the zone and able to play this backside rock that Pew Pew was originally on. Pew Pew just backs off and gives it to him to play a tree, hoping that this duo will shoot at HH24 on the wrap. And it looks like they were only focused on Pew Pew, and so HH24 does find the angle. No, he gets traded out. Had to run from blue. HH24 is down and is Pew Pew versus a duo. But unfortunately, that duo is weak. Trying to figure out what to do. Gonna hear the footsteps. Pew Pew in a 1v1, and Pew Pew wins it.
Yes, he does. I think it got help from HS24. HS24 takes out one member of Killshot. Pew Pew comes in, takes out another member of Killshot. It was a 3-way battle. One takes out the other takes out the other, and at the end, Team Pew Pew playing perfectly as a solo.
Yeah, I was very impressed with Pew Pew's play there, and I think, frankly, you called out the hill between HH24 and Pew Pew, and it was a really good shout that they couldn't immediately engage with each other. So they're both playing patient. But once Pew Pew heard the vehicle and saw HH24 coming over the ridge, Pew Pew knew, okay, HH24 is going to actually move out into the open. We're not technically all the way in zone. Let me just grab my vehicle, wrap out to the outside. As long as I don't get picked in transition, HH24 is in a much worse position than I am because the two people on the hill will be looking at him. As he rotates out, our two players on the hill watch Pew Pew, and as they turn towards Pew Pew, guess what? HH24 takes the shot and takes down one member. And then it was 3 solos, and because of that, Pew Pew was able to get the victory playing on the left side as the other two teams were fighting each other. I thought it was very well played from all teams, but Pew Pew, a huge win and a winner-winner chicken dinner.
Absolutely. And I think one of the reasons HS24 got caught is he wanted some information on Pew Pew because he knew Pew Pew went ahead. So he was trying to gather intel on which side of the rock to pick. And the kill shot was like, well, I see you picking from there. And he got one of the teammates of kill shot. Kill shot got him. Pew Pew read perfectly. He knew, yo, it's a 1v1 situation. I'm going to push in because kill shot was already half health. Pew Pew takes it. What an amazing match goes.
Yeah, crazy match. I mean, I think generally, like looking back on that entire map, we got a chance to see a little bit more about our update, right? We got to see the targeting fine, we got to see the eye, obviously some more at the floor wings. Any big standout moments from that game?
For me was that 1v1 that between Fish and I believe Poktana. That ended up being, oh, there's a portal. And then it was a race between. We can tap that button of going inside the portal. Open the portal, and it was crazy to see. And then Fish going from 1v1 to beating Poktana to go into the portal, then gets beat by Cat to get the prime. I think that was my highlight of the match.
Yeah, I think the race to the eye was very fun to watch. And it's so interesting when you see a map that's so chaotic. They race to the eye, and once you're actually where you can pick up the eye on the holographic map, you can't even fight each other. It's literally just sprinting to grab it first. That was so funny to me. And then obviously picking your spot on the map that you want to fly back in on is a very cool feature. But it's got to feel bad. You were that close. I mean, probably what, a second and a half, 2 seconds behind grabbing that eye and then being able to net those 25 points. So again, shout out to Cat, shout out to that Dark team. They, I think, fell actually a little bit earlier in the map. Gucci ended up with the eye later in the map, but Cat's team with Team Dark, is going to receive their 25 points, folks. That is a lot of score that a lot of other teams that maybe even survived till the final fight probably didn't score that many points. So keep that in mind. These challenges definitely worth going for. Big shout out to Team Dark. And I will also shout out Gucci, as always, because they may have not completed the challenge. They did end up getting the eye, but no points go to them. We did clarify that. Still, Gucci picked up a crazy amount of elimination points. I think at one point we saw 14 or 15 from that team in total with him and Deadshot working together, which is, again, that's like 28 to 30 points just in elimination points alone, Chemist.
Yep, and the way that ending was, at one point when Gucci was able to wear off Team Kill Shot from their back, I thought they were going to have a major position in the circle. But as we were talking about that Regis, right? He tried to come up to the hill and try to see if there is someone scout out, but then unfortunately for them, Doom was there. He was able to take I think one Deadshot out, and then while he was trying to come in to save his teammate, someone else did the third party. So that kind of late stage game. And one of the things about this update that I absolutely love is the powers, the Flora wings, the vines, everything, they don't work at the end circle. So in the end circle, if you are there, it's all about how strategic you are. And that's what we were talking about at the beginning of this show, is that I love that aspect of PUBG Mobile. Yes, it's about gun skill, it's about getting that squad vibe, but it's also about strategy. How the circle moves, where you are and where you place. And I think towards the end, as we were talking earlier, all of these teams are trying to are getting good at it.
Yeah, very, very, very strong. Some fun strategies. I totally like that shout out from Doom. Ended up getting cut down a little bit later, but a great rotation to kind of swing out to the outside as they're pushing over. Doom said I could play shallow side of the zone. I could just kind of creep in and hope it all goes my way, or I could take my vehicle, get more aggressive, pick up some teams that are trying to transition to the new zone, and was able actually to do that against one of the top teams, like you said, in the lobby with Gucci's squad. So big pick up there, but yeah.
Yep. I have a question for you, Goes.
Sure.
we are 3 games into the event, right? So we have a point table kind of looking maybe stressed out, maybe close. I have a strategy, and hear me out, right? Eliminations are worth 2 points. You have to get chicken dinner, or you have to get the challenge point. Is there a chance, if you were my duo, would you entertain us going at 2 different POIs and racking up as many eliminations as possible? Or do you want to stick with your duo?
So it's a really good question. I love the idea. I think I would go with you, okay? I'm a highly aggressive player when I do play. I love the idea of 1v2ing. Some of these players, all of these players are probably better than me, but some of these players are very comfortable solo squatting even in public lobbies. Now, the strength of lobby is better, and you're running against duos, so you can play as a solo. And if you split up, especially a team that's like middle of the pack leaderboard and they need to get really aggressive for those points, if you split up, you can get as many eliminations as possible. You could pick up a crazy amount of points that you desperately need in these rounds. I like that strategy a lot, and I think it works quite well in duos because of that very nature. All you have to do is isolate 1v1. The second one is automatically isolated for you because it is a team of 2. So in duos, definitely more feasible than custom lobby solo squads or solo trios, for instance.
Absolutely. And that's what I was thinking, is that some of these teams that are at the bottom, the race isn't over. You still have 2 maps. You still have a lot of eliminations to be had. Keep an eye on that next challenge that we'll talk about in a moment. But for me, this might be the time to look back and see what has been working out for you, whether it's a placement in the circle or it's the elimination. If it's the elimination, it might be the time to be doing more of 1v2s. I want to see those more duo vibes. What do you think, Goes?
Yeah,
you see more of them?
I want to see more duo whites. I also want to see more Barkle. I want to see our Treant get a little bit more aggressive, okay? We saw Barkle for a moment, didn't get to see the full capacity of our dear friend Barkle. But while we talk more about that, let's take a look at the scores, folks. They are ready, and I am sure things have shifted on this leaderboard dramatically.
I am ready.
This is just from the last game here. Chemist, walk me through this based on our total points. Wow, some big shakeups here just from this game alone.
Absolutely. Team Pew Pew as a solo. I'm not sure how long they were solo for, but absolutely getting that winner chicken dinner, 18 points. As I go down, scan again, the name that comes up more often than not, PUBGM Gucci with 34. Is that the highest elimination goes for so far in the event?
Yeah, 34.
I
think it's 17 eliminations, 34 total points. I think that's the most we've seen thus far, actually, by quite a bit. Crazy scoreline there.
That is crazy. But look at 21, Team Dark. Just by completing the challenge point, they are second on this map. That's how important the challenge was. They had 4 elimination, 8 elimination point, but just because of that one challenge, they went in, won that race, got that challenge, boom, on the second place. So some of these other teams that are still getting the eliminations, like Farouk with 16 points, Fish, K90, Creamy with like 12, 10, and a lot of other teams that still have elimination. It might be the time to balance out elimination and challenges if you can't get that chicken dinner, because the placement point is only for the chicken dinner. What do you think, Goes?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think this is a huge moment. Team Dark certainly has jumped up our leaderboard. I can only imagine because of that big challenge. Winner chicken dinner is going to be massive. Challenge points are going to be massive for all of our teams that maybe didn't have so good of a game in the last one. So let's take a look at the overall. And Chemist, I want you to walk me through this overall leaderboard. Things have certainly changed. However, the one thing that hasn't changed, good grief, our team at the top just continues to extend the margin. They are way up there now.
Absolutely. You already nailed the hammer on Team Gucci. I'm not gonna go more in that, but looking from Team 24K at second place to Team Doom at 8th place, that's where our pricing is. Top 8 teams will walk away with some prizes in here. Look at the differences between Team 2 all the way to Team 6. 6 points. That's 3 elimination, and even going down all the way to Team Doom. 40 points versus 56 points. That's only 8 eliminations at most, or a chicken dinner. right? So there is a lot of catching up to do. But if you are below that, you might be one to think about the strategies, what you are doing, what is working, whether it's challenges, whether it's elimination. Looks like challenges and elimination are the way to go here, goes.
Yeah, 100%. I will be very curious to see who near the bottom of the leaderboard could maybe leapfrog into the top 8 position, because we were talking about how everybody besides our team at the top are close inside of our top 8. Everybody outside of the top 8 is well within striking distance of trying to make some of our prizing today, because again, we've got a lot of prizing for our top 8. But let's take a look at the challenge points and the challenge for map number 4 here. Chemist, walk me through this one, changing things up a little bit.
Absolutely. And part of this 4.2 update, while we have this amazing greenery and amazing scenery in update 4.2, there are some devil, some EVS corrupting plans all over Erangel and Livik. For this specific one, we will go into Livik, and there is this mega corrupting plan that is kind of destroying our land. So I need one of the duos to go and destroy it. So there will be one corrupting plan. Again, goes, I'm going to focus on that one. One corrupting plan means one team, only one team can complete that challenge, meaning one team will walk away with 25 points. Who do you think is going to be, goes?
I mean, honestly, the fact that Dark was able to do it the last time means they're prioritizing it. So they're at least going to go for it. So that's who I'm going to keep my eyes on as we move into this next round. Again, we are headed to Livik for map number 4. This will be the last time we see Livik here on main. But because there's only one position, gonna see Dark there. I'd expect to see Team Fizz go for it again. It really depends on if they win some of their early engagements and therefore are able to play for it. So it'll be fun to watch out for. Those are the two I'll be paying attention to. I think at this point, Gucci's roster does not need to go for challenges anymore. They already have a big lead. To contain and maintain that lead, they just need to keep finding the eliminations that we know they will get. So they can kind of play however they want. Everybody else needs to be very scared or very aware about how they're going to be earning points on these next 2 maps. You've got to be top 8, and it almost couldn't be closer for our top 8 positions.
Absolutely. Goes, if I'm either Gucci or Quan Deadshot, I'm chilling. I'm going into the hard drop and I'm telling them, come fight me. I will come on. All they need is 2 more elimination, a couple more here and there, maybe third parties. Or if you are Gucci, just keep doing 1v2s. I love that. So if I'm them, I'm chilling at the hot drop. But for the other people in the lobby, as we see them jumping down the parachute, and as you see on the east side of that Midstein goes, the pink plant right there is the mega corrupting flower, and that's where, look how many people might actually just jump right into it right off the bat.
Yeah, again, this is gonna be insane. And here's a quick look at all of the fights happening all at the same time, all going for the plit. 25 points on the board for the team that's gonna be able to secure it, while all of these rosters just trying to find any loot they can get their hands on so that they can immediately start shooting.
Absolutely. And here's our Midstein. One thing about hot drop a lot of time for me is as soon as you land, you are hearing gunshots everywhere. It's like, this guy is shooting that guy, this guy is shooting that guy. Lala right now is hearing probably 5 different gunshots at the moment. So this is going to be interesting battle to see who wants to be on the top with all the elimination, all the chaos going around. And I am actually interested in looking at that corrupting flower. So if production goes to that map, we'll see if anyone is actually fighting over there, because I believe there is no yellow life at that corrupting flower goes.
Yeah, good shout. We'll keep our eyes on it. Majority of the action here. See if we can swap over shortly. Doom's still alive, looking for maybe even a cleanup or a revive. And, well, with some shots thrown down on his doorway, he knows that at the very least there's a lot more people inside of this building still, as a couple rosters are still here. We're seeing a lot of different fights happening.
Absolutely. And this is another place where you absolutely have to be on top, because like we were talking about, a majority of the points, if not for challenges, will come from elimination. So if you want to leapfrog someone in front of you, which between team number 2 and team number almost to the 10, it's only a matter of 6 eliminations, which I'm pretty sure you can easily get at the hot drop. Looking at Look how many teams there are, Goes.
Yeah, that's 100% correct. Another big fight here. This is Team Dark. We're paying attention to them. They just scored a ton of points from the challenge and a nice shot over the top for the trade out on Cat. Down goes Creamy's team and going to be able to get the revive here. A nice save. Team Dark looking good to start things off here for this round. And here's a look at our map feed.
There you go. As I was mentioning, we still have a lot of teams centered in Midstein. It might be that they realize the mega corrupting flower is in the circle. So they're like, oh yeah, let them fight it out over there. We are going to utilize our free respawn, the yellow life that you get from the POI. We'll get as many eliminations as possible here. Then maybe we'll go to the corrupting cloud. But Goes, what do you think? It might be too late. Someone else might take those 25 points.
I know. I'm a little bit worried about our timing for some of our rosters, but everybody looking for some eliminations. You see Team
Absolutely.
Levi trying to push here, get closer and closer to another fight as they're trying to clear out everybody behind them so they can take a breath for a moment. It's going to be Baby on the other side. And oh no, Barbie loses the team fight. Gonna clean it up with both players still alive inside.
Yep, and I think Levi still had that yellow life, so they are going to respawn back. The question is, are they going to a respawn tower where we will see another 5-way fight? But here's Dark back in action again with the Flora Wings. 4 elimination, looking like a good start for Team Dark.
Yeah, great start for them. Still playing over this position. See, as expected, by the way, Dark, and on the other side, that's Nubology from Fizz's team. So called both of those out perfectly, playing around this position.
And here's Team Dark. Oh, this is Cat from same team. And one of the things about a Livik hot drop, especially in Midstein, is this main building goes. You have Flora Wings. You go onto the roof. You have a bird eye view of entire hot drop. So everybody else have to somehow find a way to get on top, because look at the other buildings. They are all wide open. But Team Dark, where they are, you have these little ridges made by the shape of the roof, and you can actually absolutely farm the lobby from there. So let's see how that works out for everybody else in the hot drop. But they can get third-partied by someone else if they wrap around them onto the hill. Do you think that happens, Goes? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think third parties have to happen in a position like this. We've seen it over and over again, over peeking shoulders, on this balcony, and then you're going to get shot in the back by a different team. It happens every single time we play.
Yep.
Levick,
And
Erangel, it doesn't matter.
yep, absolutely. And here's Dark again, making best use of that. Flora Wings goes in. Here's the 1v1.
Early engagements there from Nubology. Actually, looks like Nubology is going to win that one, but no. A reach out there from Cat, and then the help here with Dark Defender working together. Very well done from that roster to win.
Absolutely. And Team Dark was the only one that completed the challenge. Although they went out of the lobby early, they were still on the second place at the end of our game number 3. So this looks like a great build-up from Team Dark. Might be a turning point and might be a team that we will look out at the end of this match. Oh, Farouk!
Farouk.
What happened?
He was trying to fly in, and Dark was ready for him. Caught him in transition. That's brutal. Farouk in trouble, unfortunately, and we'll see if maybe teammate can get him back, but...
Yeah, one thing you cannot do is fly around that freely in this hot drop, Goes.
Yeah, and there's a look at the rest of the players and the flower there. Yeah, bottom of your screen.
That is the calm after the storm. Look how many people that landed here. Now we down to 4 duos. There is no solo around, so it's going to be an interesting 3-way battle. And Dark gets a mango on kill feed. That might be an opening for Team Dark to push up. Maybe Team K90 try to third party Goes right here.
Yeah, I think so. Looking at the flower, making sure that they're the ones that are able to secure this position on Midstein in the middle of the map.
These corrupting flower are actual enemies too. You can think of them as a little NPCs that will try to either distract you or that will deal like damage. So every time this flower spits out this ominous venom, it will take out like 5 to 10%. So you have to be careful with that. You don't want to be 1 HP and taken out by a purple flower goes. Ooh.
Yeah, it's hitting Dark right now. Dark defender in the back as he's trying to play this fight indoors. He's able to get upstairs to play the high ground position. 2 down below, looking for help with his teammate. Doesn't need it though. Gets 1, gets the second low. Now they can swarm here and win the team fight. Dark is on top. Very well done yet again.
We were asking for 1v2s, and I think Dark heard me. Dark said, "Chemist, hold my drink. I'm right here, buddy." So back-to-back 1v2s by Dark. Looks like we have another team that's potentially went on a little team talk or a duo talk and is coming back very strong. And as we look at the map feed goes, I still see that corrupting plant right on our east by the east port. You see a lot of teams around there. I wonder if one of those team, I see Baby Pro, Team Raven, K90, have they completed it, or the flower is still there goes?
Yeah, I'm wondering maybe if Pew Pew did. Pew Pew's actually been around that area for a while now. Saw their name over there near the beginning of this game, so we'll try to get a double check on that as we can, as we check in with any of our teams still alive here in the middle of the map.
Yep, K90 is one of the teams that was close by, taking shot at kill shot. Yep, nope, the flower is still there, standing strong in the middle. Crazy. Look how many teams are going to circle around. And you know what would be my wish list? Goes, hear me out. The circle ends around the flower.
That would certainly be that would be fortuitous. That would be a lot of fun to watch. Pew Pew's been trying to hold this position down for so long, playing outside of the flower, and just hasn't been able to make a move. See Fizz's team slowly creeping in. K90 also moving to this position. They've been fighting in this area and moved over to the east, so a lot of folks just kind of biding their time and waiting for somebody to make the first move and then frankly get punished for it.
Yep, entertain me goes. Say the flower is in the circle. You have 4 teams remaining. Do you go for chicken dinner? Oh, someone is actually using M249. Oh, someone is able to take it down. That might have been kill shot.
Oh, was it Fizz? I think it was Fizz. Fizz goes for it, and either Killshot takes it down, and then he trades it out. But Pew Pew gets the kill on Fizz. Down goes a Fizz. An elimination for Pew Pew. Been playing this window so patiently.
Absolutely. Now the question is, was Fish able to complete the challenge, or was it Killshot? Because it looked like Killshot was taking the shot at Flower. Right when it went down, Fish was able to take Killshot out, and Pew Pew said, "Yo, where are you going, my guy? I'm right here," and was able to take out Fish. So it's going to be interesting to see what happened there.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. It was really close because I think, like you said, I think Killshot actually took down the flower, and then Fizz came in, took down Killshot, and then, Pew Pew got into the mix and traded as well. But even more fights as we swing over to Team Doom. They've been menaces on the map. Let's see if they can maintain that position. The answer is yes. Able to win over Hellboy, who goes down, and I believe a full wipe there on Hellboy and Hellgirl.
Absolutely. Now, as I'm going to go back to my wish list goes. As I was saying, the flower was there. Now your flower is gone. What do you do? The challenge is gone. My wish list was not completed. PUBG Mobile said, nah, it's going to be too chaotic. So my wish list is gone. But now the question is, the challenge is gone. Now the only way you can earn points either is by winner chicken dinner or elimination. And as you see the map feed, the teams are pretty spread out, and that's a very good news for team number 2, Soul Siren. But a lot of teams down south by Midstein from that team, it's not looking good. Goes.
Yeah, Midstein is still technically at least partially inside the zone. Let's see what Bataclat can do. Unfortunately, not much. K90 shot sniper having a pretty solid game as well. That's going to be 4 eliminations for them. And the big question is, I'll keep you all updated. If we get word from production and admins on who actually completed the challenge, that will certainly dictate their play style as well. Because if you've already netted yourself 25 points, then you can kind of play really aggressive. You've already got those points logged. They're already in the bank. You don't have to worry about anything else. winner and chicken dinner would be nice, but I think playing for the eliminations would be the play if you're not already taken down. But still a lot of work to do.
Absolutely. And talking about elimination, Team Dark sitting on 9 elimination. That is quite a number of elimination with 13 duos still alive, including that team. Goes.
Yeah, this is a great game for them. We saw how aggressive Dark was playing. Once they got into the second place position on our leaderboard, things like it feels like things really turned their direction. They went for challenge last time. This time, they're playing for the challenge theoretically, but they're really been playing for a lot of our eliminations and winning a lot of really crucial team fights. So, well done from them thus far.
Absolutely. We still got 23 players remaining, so that means even if you discount one duo, that's 40 points up for grabs. But chicken dinner only. Ooh, Dark might have overcommitted right here, costing him the life. The question is, can he still be brought into the battlefield? And as talking about bringing their team, looks like Farouk, my guy, is going to be alone in this Valentine's event. What do you think? Good.
Hey, he got taken down earlier, was able to get back into the map. Now his teammate's down. Farouk's just doing the best he can right now to try to stay alive and just be alive later into this map. They do have 4 eliminations, so not a goose egg or anything crazy. Still a decent game going. Farouk can stay alive here. They still have a chance to get some more points on the board and slowly creep up going into the last round.
Yep, and look at the zone. It actually helps him. Here's the engagement between Levi and Cat. Cat is able to... Ooh. I think, yeah, Cat was Dark's teammate. Ooh,
wow.
There you go. That is a nasty third party by K90.
Oh, no. That was a lot of things that just happened all at the same time. So it looks like Dark's team, even though they had a great game going, they're fully eliminated from what I could tell. We'll double check that and make sure that's correct, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. Pew Pew eventually goes down as well. And then all of a sudden, K90's team on our screen right now just got wiped as well from Soul Siren. There was utter chaos as we swung back and forth. And also, Farouk was driving into what looked like cover, and unfortunately, it was the enemy. So Farouk went down as well. A lot of folks went down very quickly, and we're already down to 9 teams.
Absolutely. That speaks to the volume of the intensity in this event, especially in this map right now. So many things happening. I was talking about 1v2, and just like that, we see a team out. I think that's a duo. Killshot and NRI Gaming going out of the lobby. Here's Team Lala trying to reset. They might actually get pushed by another team right here. So much thing happening goes. What do you think? Who do you think takes the winner chicken dinner if you had to guess right now?
I'm really looking at this Doom roster, honestly. I actually quite like their position inside the zone. They've got their vehicles to play with. They've got a full team of 2. They're outside the new zone, but they're going to be playing for a lot of these eliminations in rotation. So I actually like Doom a lot right now. They seem to have some information. So you can take a look at like where Levi's at right now as a solo on the south side, the longest way to go to the zone. You can see where Georgie Gaming there is in that light blue, also in trouble. But as we swing over to Lala, they've picked up one with the shotgun. And it looks like Doom, actually, as much as I was touting them, they a little bit of Castle Curse here. Looks like teammate is down, and almost Doom was able to get the trade.
Absolutely. And briefly at the moment, when we looked at the circle shift on stage 5, you know, let me ask you this. Guess what team or what duo was the only duo that went into the circle goes right here?
Yo, tell me. Is it our friends? Is it Gucci?
Gucci.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. I took a look at the map feed and then I saw them dead center. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Shout out to production. There they are. Only team in zone waiting on the win. I love it.
The only team that you do not want to be in the circle if you are trying to look for a winner chicken dinner. Which brings me to Team Doom, who is down, but slowly trying to make that mad dash for the circle. Blue is going to be on his back. Here's Team Gucci, actually. Only with 2 elimination goes. What happened?
Yeah, I think it was just a slower game for them, but I don't know exactly where maybe they could have gotten more aggressive. I think at the end of the day, Gucci's team, they're just trying to win. And so I think they want those extra points. They've already got a really good position on the leaderboard. And unfortunately, hard to win with Gucci going down. And Deadshot in trouble down below. Lala gets really aggressive with the shotgun on the low side. And they're getting shot on the far side from FS. They get trapped even though they had best position. This is the one negative to rotating early, is that if you go to best position, you can get third party very easily because everybody's going to converge on you. Lala also wins the gunfight down below up on FS, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's a
1v1.
1v1 with a Lala playing for the win here against Solgi.
Yep, absolutely. And team Slozy is actually in Team Doom that you called out earlier. Could be up for the chicken dinner. It's a 1v1. Both of these players know their location. Both of them cooking the nade. Slozy might be a couple seconds ahead. This nade might actually do the work. Look at that nade going back after Lala was 2 seconds late in pulling up that grenade. Slozy clutching it for Team Doom with the winner chicken dinner. What an absolute chaos of a match goes.
Wow. Hey, I mean, look, I called it on that one. I think there were a lot of factors that led to Team Doom's win, but I really like their position on the map. And I think, unfortunately, again, like I'll repeat myself a little bit, the one negative to rotating early is that everybody can converge on you. And once you have multiple teams fighting you, it's very difficult to win. Yes, can our friend Gucci win 1v2s? Certainly. But winning against multiple teams, especially from different angles, one down below you, one looking over your top side, you've got nowhere to run, you've got nowhere to hide. So they get cut down with not a lot of points for the first time this entire tournament. And Team Doom came in from the far side. Another great rotation from them, and they're able to win because of it. And, well, because of a well-cooked grenade.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I will point out is as the event goes on, we are in our 4th map. People want elimination. If the circle is small and they hear some gunshot, they will turn their eyes toward you and be like, okay, there is an engagement happening. Can we somehow sneak in that 1 or 2 bullets? Can we somehow sneak in 1 or 2 utils and steal that elimination? And I think that's what exactly happened with Team Gucci and Quantes. Saw that they were pushing that duo in the compound, and Team 24K was able to capitalize on that, which gave an opening for Team Doom, rotating all the way from east side, free, nothing. Into the circle, give them a very good position. Slozy with that great nade on Nala to get that winner chicken dinner. That should be a good motivating for them to go into the game 5 goes.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Again, our winner chicken dinner is 10 points. That's a huge win. But I think the big question mark is that challenge. It was 25 points. We got our admin's ruling, okay? Now, Canvas, I'm going to read this because this is crazy. This is what we saw in broadcast, but we weren't sure exactly all of the context. So to read this out, this is from our admin team. Team Killshot and Team Fizz both eliminated the Mega Flower and earned the supplies. They will both receive credit for the mission because of the sequencing that went down. Fizz pulled from a camper spot on the roof opposite of Killshot, who hid behind a rock, and both shot the flower at the same time. Killshot got eliminated in the process, but they technically both completed the mission. So we have 2 teams earning 25 points because of a crazy circumstance.
Wow, so you are telling me Pew Pew, who had a clean angle at that flower, could have shot the flower and got 25 points.
That's right.
You're telling me, oh my God.
Correct. It was a crazy sequence, and Pew Pew actually was the one, again, that cleaned it up, but didn't get engaged earlier in that to grab the supplies afterwards or shoot the flower in the meantime. And so, yeah, wild circumstance, but 2 teams end up picking up those points, and we'll see that reflected on the leaderboard whenever it's ready, and certainly will shift things up.
That is absolutely crazy. And those 25 points are going to be massive. So I'm expecting a huge shake-up on the leaderboard. What do you think, guys?
I think so too. I want to take a look at the game leaderboard and see who is at the top of the leaderboard from that game. Big shout out to Team Doom. We're getting a lot of support for them in the chat as well. And they had a great game. You can see them at the top of our leaderboard with 14 elimination points. That's 7 eliminations plus their winner chicken dinner for 24 points. And take a look at Fizz and Killshot. They're 8th and 9th on that map. But 25 points apiece puts them up to 29 total, our top scorers. A little bit of a lower scoring game across the board than some of our other maps. Maybe because of some early aggression. Maybe teams got full wiped earlier than usual. But what do you think, Kivas? Any other standout numbers on this board?
Not really, but one thing I did notice was the top 4 teams They're only separated by 5 points, almost 7 points if you think about 22 versus 29. That was not the case in our previous matches.
Yeah.
When we were looking at the game leaderboard, it was a massive difference of like 10 plus point, almost getting to 20 when we look at top 5. But looks like teams are starting to figure out the strat, whether it's a challenge by fish and kill shot, or whether it's eliminations by team Doom and Lala, even team Sultan with 22 eliminations for them. Shout out to them. Hopefully they can continue this momentum, and I'm very curious to see how this goes into overall leaderboard. I'm guessing PUBGM Gucci is still sitting on top, but that 6 points by their standard is looking stinker. What do you think, goes?
Yeah, I know. That's got to be frustrating, even though you had such a big margin. I will shout out Team Sultan as well, by the way. 22 elimination points right there in 6th place from that last round. That is actually the most elimination points from this round. So they had 11 eliminations. So they were cooking out there for a little while, and that's certainly going to help them on the leaderboard. Let's take a look at that overall leaderboard. This may be the second most important overall leaderboard we will see thus far. This will set the scene rather of the final round, folks. We have one more round to go, and look at the jump from Team Fizz W. This is a huge leap for them, and they've closed the gap to a point where they can at least think about playing for first still, as they're only about 31 points behind Team PUBGM Gucci. And Dark right there all the way up to 3rd as well. They did lose their 2nd place position, but still in contention in a top 8 spot.
Absolutely. And look how important that challenge point ended up being for Team Fish. I'm not gonna say this because they have been my pick from the beginning, goes. What if there is some sort of upset? People target Team Gucci. They don't have an amazing angle.
I know.
They might just need like 5 or 10 elimination. What if that goes out early? You might be looking at one of the biggest upset in this tournament. But with that being said, look at from team number 3, Team Dark, all the way down to Hellboy, almost Hellboy. I would go out and say almost Hellboy. That's like 20, only 20 points.
Yeah.
Which could be just one challenge difference. What do you think right here?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of teams that could still play for a top 8 position. I want to remind everybody that our top 8 are walking away with our amazing pricing. So you want to be top 8. That's our metric for success. And the difference between 8th and 9th right now going into the last round is a singular point. So it is very, very close. And of course, our pricing scales up the higher you get on our ranking leaderboard, with the top 8 getting pricing, but Team PUBGM Gucci, the team to beat right now, in 1st place. If you win this event, if you win and you are the champion team, you're walking away with around $1,000 worth of pricing. We're talking about gift cards. We're talking about AirPods. We're talking about Valentine's gourmet party boxes, UC, and a lot more, okay? So we want to play for first, but top 8 gets something. Now, we've talked eliminations. We know who's the top of the eliminations leaderboard. You've been talking about challenges a lot. We have one more challenge for these teams to complete. Let's take a look at what it is. Walk me through it. This one, pretty self-explanatory. We wanted more Barkle. We're gonna get more Barkle here, Chemist.
Absolutely. The production team heard goes and said, you know what? We need our best friend, the Barkle, the Terrant ally on the battlefield. Interesting thing about this challenge goes is only 2 teams can do it.
Yeah,
Even more challenging portion about that is Barkle is available at the very beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Right off the plane path, you can go to the Barkle. But you know what that also means? If you get eliminated there, you're out back into the lobby. That might be an early game for you. So
exactly.
Let me ask you guys. If you were playing in, are you going for the Barkle right off the bat and try to get that 15 points? Or you say, you know what, I'm like Team Gucci or Dark or Doom, whoever is cooking in the lobby, I'm going to get some eliminations.
Yeah, it is a catch-22 here. Here's the problem. If you're a team like Gucci who's got a nice lead, You want to go there to get Barkle. You're not really worried about the challenge points. You want to go there for the hot drop that it could potentially be. You want to go for those eliminations. I do think it may be a bit too risky for that team, though. I think if you're Gucci, you've already got a nice lead. You know you can win in some of the other hot drops. You know you can win in some of those hot drops and get eliminations in the hot drops that give you the yellow light. So you just get back onto the map. I think that's where Gucci goes. I don't think you see Team Gucci. I don't even think you see Team Dark or some of our other top 8 rosters go for Barkle just because it's too risky. If you go down early, you've completely ruined your chances and you're leaving it up to fate on whether or not you're still a top 8 team at the end of this round. So let's take a look at it. We're jumping straight into the match here. And Kevin, I want to hear your thoughts as we take a look at our plane line, our first south to north plane line here on Erangel. And it's going to be all the way from military base to Georgia Pole. What do you think?
Yep, and this plane path actually only takes you to one Barkle location. So if you zoom in a little bit on the farm and ruin side, you can see the 2 symbol for Barkle locations. I presume most of the teams that are going to go for the eliminations, they are going to, there you go. We are zooming at the farm, which is a little bit farther away from your plane path, but the one at ruins is right on plane path. So teams that are looking for elimination will definitely go to military base. Pochinki, as we've seen throughout the event, is always going to be hot. I am interested who is going to ruins right now. It's a do or die situation right there for those teams.
Do or die. 15 points on the line. You just got to get Barkle on your side. That's it. You don't have to do anything with Barkle. I mean, hopefully you do. We want to see Barkle's abilities, but you just got to get Barkle, and we'll see. It does look like maybe there's a team or two stretching for farm, and there's certainly a couple here moving over to ruins. And by a couple, I mean maybe more than I think we've got a lot here. Chemist going to ruins.
There you go. Team Mango right here, opting to go for a higher ground on the ruins. A kill shot. This might be I think that is the interaction happening right here at the ruins. And there you go. That's the worry that you were talking about goes earlier is if you land here, you end up getting eliminated. Hopefully the person, I think that was Fish who got eliminated, has a duo somewhere along the map so they can get recalled back.
Well, nice shots here from Mango, but to draw your point even more, take a look at the top left-hand corner of your screen. We're down to 24 teams. We already have a team eliminated, and our production team has already found Barkle running. Go get him.
Yep, and that's early night for whoever team that was. But Sylvie Gaming right here going into the farm. I think that was the only team. I didn't see anybody in the mini map.
Yeah.
That was a smart play. As I was mentioning, this was a far out location from the plane path. So I think they were smart enough to map out quickly where to go, where to grab the vehicle and get that. That's a 15-point right off the bat goes.
Yeah, that is a huge win. And honestly, a smart player here from Sylvie to go for, Barkle all the way here in farm. It may be actually that Sylvie also followed your advice. There's a chance Sylvie maybe split up as a duo, sent one to farm, and their duo maybe went somewhere else. I'm not seeing their teammate anywhere.
Yep, their teammate might have actually gone to the POI so they can have their yellow life, get some elimination. And I think that is a very smart play right there. And maybe that's something the team that just got back to the lobby should have done. And even Team Arcia right here, I see both of them at that ruins location. One of them is down. Hopefully the other teammate either is able to sneak out. The problem there is you don't have a lot of loot. Like you don't have a lot of armor, or you are scraping out for the weapons. But the place where you don't have to do that is Pochinki, my favorite place.
Yeah. These are the teams that said, all right, we're not going to go for Barkle. We're going for the eliminations. Makes sense to see Team Doom here. This is what we expected, right? We see Team Doom here. We saw Team Dark here. They're actually on the opposite side of this fight. Those are two of our top 3 or 4 teams that are near the top of our leaderboard that don't want to risk going out early. Some of our other teams needed to take higher risks to get some of those extra points. Team Lala with Sylvie Gaming. I've grabbed the first Barkle. We'll keep our eyes out for the second Barkle over in Ruins. But for now, we have to keep our eyes on the action because Night Emperor is trying to get Mixie and unfortunately gets punished for it.
Absolutely. And that's how the odd drop is going to be. Everyone shooting, gunning at everyone. As soon as you hear the gunshot, you try to get an angle and you'll be like, can I get that third party? And one of the thing is, Sylvie actually made it to Pochinki. This is going to be a great start for Team Lala right here. I'm actually keeping an eye on them. Hopefully, they're able to build up on that 15 points from the challenge and get some more elimination to finish up this event. Goes.
Yeah, and we saw Lala, their partner, actually go down there briefly a moment ago. But again, yellow life here inside of Pochinki, so should be fine. Boom trying to find a nade on Farouk on the opposite side. Farouk's team, rather, with FaZe. Still up. Farouk on the back angle. Georgia Gaming trying to win a 1v2 on the stairs. It's HH24 who wins that one. They have traded out a partner, but even still, a nice win.
Yep, and that, I'm pretty sure, got a big smile on Goja's face. HS24, I'm counting on you, my guy. Like I said, I had a pleasure to compete with HS24 in one of these PUBG Mobile tournament, and let me tell you, he is an amazing player with the game IQ. Talking about some good fights out here, we are switching back and forth between a lot of engagement, and nothing else I can expect from this 4.2 update hot drops. Those.
Yeah, and I'm taking a look at our former leaderboard. I gotta say, I think your prediction was a bit better than mine. Unfortunately, HH24, they've had some shining moments. They've had a couple, big wins here, and they may get a couple more, and this could be their best map. I do think they're in 24th place overall, though. They've had some struggles. They haven't been able to get their challenges, so I'm not sure they're gonna be able to win it all. However, Team Gucci looking very strong at the top of the leaderboard.
Absolutely, and it might be the last game, but whenever I'm in a competition, I want to go out with a bang. So Team HS24 right here might be making you proud one last time with 2 eliminations, sitting nice. They're still on. Ooh, Farouk had other ideas with the M249.
Oh my
50
goodness.
rounds.
Oh, FaZe GG gets traded out there. Nice actually get a third party this and try to win it. We barrel stuff and we win that as well. A nice save. HH24 still alive, but barely breathing, but we'll take our 5 eliminations. That is 10 points already for HH24. They desperately needed it. They've had 18 points in total in the last 4 rounds. They're about to double their score. I love it.
Absolutely. And as we look at another team, Team Hellboy and Hellgirl, that's another team that needs to pick up a lot of elimination. Looks like they got one. They're looking good in the middle of poaching. Wait, is that the team that actually has the second Barkle? Looks like it.
I think so. Yeah, I think it might be Team Hellboy here that's got the second Barkle. And going to be playing with Barkle. They've moved over to Pochinki with that Barkle. So that's 15 points there for him, which is a nice play from them. They're actually a top 11 team right now. They're in 11th place right now, tied for 10th actually with Team Levi. So well within striking distance. These 15 points are going to go a long way for a team that still has a chance to earn some money. But we'll swing over to some more action as Team Ironsight continues to line them up and knock them down. They've had a great tournament thus far as well. They're a top 6 team.
Absolutely. That's the team we keep seeing engaged in a lot of battle. You know what? The funny thing about these battles is as soon as we see a team shooting at the other team, we see another team right around the corner. Third parties, fourth parties. Here's Team Lala going after Team Dark. Both of these teams need these elimination points. They are in around the top 10 place. So they want to get as many elimination as possible so that they can get more and more of the leaderboard. So, to get more cash. And you mentioned about the prizes. What are you most excited about in the prizes, Goes?
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of all insane. We've got a lot of gift cards. We got a lot of UC. We got AirPods, noise canceling built in. I mean, some crazy stuff. So I'm just excited if I would be earning anything because all of our places still earning quite a bit. But I did see it on the notification. Our production's going to make sure that we saw it is actually Fizz's team ended up getting the Prime Eye, by the way. Won the race to the Prime Eye. No extra points for that, but still some nice value as we get deeper into the map.
Absolutely. They can sit there, chit-chat with other teammates and, talk to the opponents and be like, hey, how are you doing? How are you feeling about the event? That's a nice place to be. I always go up there, I always go to the Prime Eye. If I see an enemy there, I immediately turn on my all chat and be like, hey, how are you doing today? Just have a nice little chit-chat, relaxing moment, especially with your
slow
enemies.
down.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes I do. If they try to be smart with me, I'll be like, you know what? I know where you're gonna go. I'm gonna come right after you. So you better watch out. So
I love how you're so polite, but also so threatening. It's crazy.
Absolutely. And I'd be lying if I said I have never been backstabbed. I've been the first one to get out of the prime eye, and then immediately I see 4 more parachute coming down. So it might just happen here. But
Certainly.
looking at the hot drop, things are getting a little bit slow at the hot drop. We are looking at Yasanaya Poliana, the team kill shot from the last Livic game, who was able to complete that challenge. Here's Team Pew Pew.
Nice save. HH24 gets saved from one member of Pew Pew, but unfortunately the second is here. Oh no, this is a tough fight, and unfortunately Joey is going to win the trade and win the cleanup. A nice team fight here from Pew Pew, but unfortunately they are not out of dodge yet. We still got action on the opposite side as Ironsight keeps peppering them from distance.
Yep. I almost was about to say, can we see a bam? Oh, just like that. Speed was no kill shot was able to take out Team Speed right there. But going back to my point, I was almost about to cut you off and be like, Ghost, can we see a M249 versus M249 right there with 150 rounds just going up? But that just like that in the kill feed with the MG3.
That's certainly exactly what it sounds like. Newbology from distance. LMG at hand as well, looking for continued angles here from Fizz. Again, Team Fizz does have that prime eye. You can see Fizz on the opposite side. They've actually are playing a pinch here, and yet again, the efficacy of these wings is insane. You're getting so much value on this rotation.
Absolutely. And if I may remind you, Team Fizz is actually sitting on second position of overall leaderboard.
Yep.
So all these eliminations are pushing them much closer to Team Gucci. What do you think? Do you think Team Fish has a chance to close out? What was that? A 30-point gap?
I think it's technically possible. They need a couple things to happen. One, we're going to have to check in with Gucci and see if they're alive. I assume they are. We've only lost 4 teams. And if Gucci hasn't gone down early, we need to try to hunt them down. That's really your only option. I think if Gucci has an okay game, I doubt Team Fizz is able to catch them unless Team Fizz can maybe get the winner chicken dinner. That could be the difference maker. So checking in here, it does look like Deadshot and Gucci are playing quite slow. And as I say that, they do find their first elimination. But it is their first. So that is good news if you're Fizz fans.
Yep, and it looks like production needs to keep showing us Gucci. And as soon as he sees on the screen, he's like, oh, I'm on the screen. Let me get some elimination. What do you think? Is that what is happening, Ghost?
I think so. I think they, honestly, what I think they're doing is they had such a gap that they're willing to play a little bit more conservative, a little bit more patient. But it may be hurting their chances a little bit just because they're not earning as many points. But now they're on the hunt a little bit. They're going to hunt down Ironsight. Saw Hellboy picking up some more points. Reminder, Hellboy did find one of the Barkles. That's 15 points already for a team that was in a pretty good position on the leaderboard. So we'll keep our eyes on Hellboy. Make sure they're able to stay alive. They're able to stay alive with quite a bit of eliminations. They could be a threat for maybe even a top 5 position.
Yep, and as you are mentioning, Team Hellboy's position on the leaderboard, I think they were only 2 points off of that 8th place that will earn you some handsome prizes from this event. So things looking good for Hellboy here. But
yeah, well, it's Hellboy versus Gucci, so got to make sure that you win that fight. This is a big moment.
Yeah,
both teams actually desperately need this win. Hellboy not willing to risk everything by sending it after Gucci, but
absolutely. And this is your moment. This is your moment to take down the leader, give you extra boost. You know, you started out with completing the challenge. You have that, okay, we secured 15 points right off the bag. We're in here. We have got 4 eliminations. That's actually a lot of eliminations to begin with the game because we're only on stage 2. And on top of that, you're able to take out the team leader goes. I think that's a huge confidence boost. What do you think?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's a huge confidence, but it's also a big win for pretty much everybody on the leaderboard, right? You take out one of the teams that's been slaying out like crazy.
Absolutely.
And it did look like, by the way, we did see Deadshot was way on the south side of the map by Blue, just playing really patient, just trying to stay alive, making sure they can still play on the map if Gucci goes down, and letting Gucci just go 1v2 because, well, what does Gucci do best? Play 1v2s inside of a building, which is where he's at right now. I'm worried about this other team.
Absolutely, and I think that's a right strategy as things stand because Gucci is confident he can get at a minimum couple squad wipes or duo wipes in this case and get some extra points. And Quan Deathshot, just in case things go south, will be able to take the respawn tower and bring him back right into the action. But things might not look as good for Gucci because a lot of team will start to gather around these POIs, especially in Pochinki. Goes?
Yeah, I think so too. Kind of need to clean up this fight fairly quickly so they can get a high ground position. And
Yep.
Pew Pew falling off screen. Katana is
What do you
on
think?
the opposite side.
What do you think goes in these kind of 1v1 battles? Goes? Do you take it slow, or are you the first person that takes that aggressive approach?
I think the perfect world, I'm going to play exactly like Gucci is. You play to your advantages. Having the shotgun, knowing that you want to take really close range engagements, you don't need to push out to the outside of this building. You know there's going to be a team of 2 on the opposite side. You're just trying to play for Peeker's advantage through one of these windows, through one of these stairwells, find the first shot. You don't want to play too aggressive, but you do want to take the first shot because you do have the shotgun. So we'll see if he's able to do that. And they both know it. With the way this player's playing, they can hear the shots going off. They know that they can't play this the way they want to. And so maybe backing off and taking the fight from another angle, maybe working together as a duo, pushing the same angle since it's a shotgun rather than a UMP could work. But
Absolutely. And one thing,
standoff.
Yep. And one thing is Gucci is inside the building that he can go upstairs. The problem with that is the team that's outside is more prone to a third party rather than Gucci.
Yeah.
So it's like a double-edged sword where you don't want to push aggressively up the stairs where the other person has an advantage. But if you stay outside too long, there comes the third party. But Gucci decides to take an off angle, which cost him just like that. The person we've seen a lot, Poktana, was able to take out Gucci. Now the question is, can Quan Deathshot recall him? What do you think, Goes? What do you think?
I mean, this is what I assume Quan Deathshot's been preparing for. It's like, okay, Gucci's finally gone down. We got to go get it back onto the map. Let me just put the pedal to the metal. The question is, which tower do you go to make that happen? So we'll keep eyes on that. See if they're able to get back into the map. We'll take a look at Doom, though. This is one of the teams to watch out for. Do have 3 total eliminations, which isn't crazy, but we'll take any points that we can get right now if we're a top 8 team. So we'll keep our eyes on what they're doing, but somewhat a slow engagement as we swap back to a continued engagement here from Poktana and Team Arshia, who have been fighting over and over and over again. And there is that revive coming through, so a big one from Deadshot. They knew exactly what they were doing, planned it perfectly.
Absolutely. And all of these teams that we were just spectating, all of these teams needs as many points as possible. And they right now, the only way you can get them is elimination. So they need to be more aggressive. Remember, this is the last map that we're going to have in this event. If you are a team anywhere between table number 3 to all the way to table number 12, the difference, as Goz mentioned earlier, is only maybe 15 to 20 points. And if you can soak up these elimination right now, you are looking pretty for some of the prizes that we have. What do you think, Goz?
Yeah, this is a big moment. I think vehicles are going to be huge. We took a quick look at the map feed while we were talking about those points, and it has pulled to the north side, so it's going to be technically connected to the Yasnaya. You'll be able to play kind of from that western side of Yasnaya. Otherwise, though, it's pretty wide out in the open as per the usual. It's going to pull some of our folks from shooting range down, a couple folks from the Stalber side down.
Yep.
The mountain, so our high ground position is going to be from the Stalber side. It does look like we've got team already in zone on the north side that can actually hold, but we take a look back at Dark here, Chemist, because again, Dark is a squad in a top 3 position. They lost out in second to Fizz, and they're going to try to push up on Mango here. They need every elimination they can get. They've got a pretty decent gap they need to overcome if they want to take that second place position away.
Absolutely. And at this point, all they have to do is finish this fight as soon as possible, because I saw it briefly on the map feed right there. Team kill shot lurking out behind, but in front of them is also a full duo. So it's a good, clean 2v2 at this moment. Let's see which one takes it. Dark with the nade takes out a Mango. All of a sudden, it becomes 2v1. Let's see if Houston can or is able to at least do some damage on. Like that. Team Mango gets an early exit from this map, and Team Dark with 10 elimination looking pretty.
Crazy. Yeah, really good stuff from Team Dark to have 10. Again, this is their competition. This is Fizz on your screen right now. This is second place. They had 81 points total going into this round. They were in second with Team Dark at 69 points, about 12 points behind them. However, Fizz, they've only got 2 eliminations. That's 4 points. Whereas their opposition that was in third behind them has 20 points. 10 eliminations was Team Dark. So right now, Team Fizz, they were second place going into this one. They're not in second place any longer unless they can pick up the pace.
Absolutely. And right on as their neighbor, we have Team Doom. That is in, I believe, 4th position and about like 4 or 5 points away from Team Dark. So we have team that's sitting at 2 and team that's sitting at 4 just next to each other. We might see a table shake-up right here, goes.
Yeah, Team Arcia also inside the top 8 as well. And they've actually knocked Cat from Team Dark already, so put them in a bit of trouble. Marcia on only 2 eliminations, but 7th place as of current, but a very tight margin in 7th place. So you're not safe just because you were top 8 going into this one.
Absolutely. And talking about Cat being down there, it might be that Dark actually... Oh, no, actually, no. I thought Dark disengaged from that fight and went directly to the recall tower because they are fighting at a compound where there is a recall tower. So it is likely that there is a chance Dark might say, okay, you are a lost cause, give up, and we can recall you back. But Dark says, nope, I am not leaving my teammate behind. Team Arcia with a little bit aggressive approach right here.
Yeah, I think they were rotating out of what was a fight with another roster. You can see a quick look at the map here to HH24, dead center of the map, about to run into Lala. We've got Rain up top right. That was the team I was talking about from Stalbert's side, playing the north side of the zone. This new zone is going to dictate a ton. The rotations in from the south side, which is what we've been paying attention to. That's Dark, that's Arcia. We actually got Georgie deep inside of school as well. Hellboy and Hellgirl actually get a perfect zone pull here. Obviously, Lala dead center, but look where Hellgirl is. Right there on the south side of the zone. They've got a really nice hold here from Dark, Georgie, Arcia, potentially coming up from Bridge. It does look like Dark's actually going to rotate all the way around the left side bridge to get over, which will go into Soul Siren as they roll through Razhawk.
Absolutely. One thing I would point out for Hellboy and Hellgirl right there is a gas station right across from the bridge on the east side coming to the west from Yasna. If somebody, and I believe that was in the circle as I looked at the map feed, and if someone is there, you are definitely going to get shot in the back. So that might be something.
This is what we're looking for.
Yep, that might be something they might need to clear out. Yeah, all those teams are rotating from the east side of you. Just hold them off the bridge. If you can do that, the blue zone will do the rest of the work for you. But looking at the elimination, they still only have 4 eliminations. They need to soak up more. So, Goes, a question for you. What do you do at this point in the game, right? You know you need more eliminations. There are 24 players remaining. Chicken Dinner will only give you 10 points. Do you start to look for those engagements, or do you say, I have a good position in the zone, I'm going to play the zone, and the eliminations will come to me?
I think if you're not a top 8 team, or maybe even top 5, top 4, if you're not a top 5 or 4 team, you got to play for eliminations. You need the points desperately. Chicken Dinner's not going to do enough for you. We have to get extremely aggressive. If you're already a top 4 team and you're trying to kind of play what I call a cash respecter, you're trying to maintain at least some pricing in this competition. Top 4, you don't have to get quite as aggressive. You can play for the win if you'd like, play for positioning. Some of those eliminations will come to you. There's no question about it, because of good positioning in the end game. So it's a bit of a catch-22. You can play really aggressive, but sometimes just taking a really strong position, those eliminations will come to you. But take a look at Doom here, going deep inside the blue, trying to figure out where they want to go from here. Potentially going for a recall, potentially just trying to wrap where they're not going to get shot, because we are too deep in this round, probably for recalls at this point. So let's rotate all the way around. Yep.
And one thing I want to check out if Team 24K is somewhere in the map, because they were in tied. They had the same, I think, 64 points with Team Doom right there. Just talking about Team 24K, that was HS2 for my bad. So it might be that if 24K, the team is out. Doom might be looking a little bit safe, but you never know.
Yeah, here they are. Team 24K on your screen now, and they actually have 8 eliminations, by the way. So they've got a great game going as well. Team Dark, a team to watch. Again, top 3, but they're already at 10 eliminations. That's 20 points. And look at this. Doom taking shots. So Dark Defender's going to get extremely aggressive. Gets out, but just couldn't get out of the air in time. Doom spins. Doom turns. And unfortunately, Dark gets punished for
That
it.
nade from Cat might do it.
Oh, the great hide behind the tree. Not sure exactly where all of the action is, but I got to expect it's from the teammate of Dark. It's going to be Cat on the other side. Doom somehow alive. This is ridiculous.
Yep, sorry to cut you off, goes there, but I saw
great.
that nade, and that nade bounced right off the tree. Great awareness by Doom there to go behind. He actually evaded 2 nades. One went behind the tree, one went in front of the tree. Was able to heal up, goes after the solo remaining of Team Dark. And look at the HP.
Both so low. Cat doesn't know how low Doom is. Doom is literally 1 HP. They get that meds off, though. Doom going to get really aggressive here. Cat also healing. And both trying to cook up something. One maybe a smoke, the other a frag.
Here comes the nade. Oh, she might actually
leaving.
dip. Yep. Will Doom connect the shot from behind? Maybe not. That was insane.
Oh, Doom's chasing. Doom's chasing. Knows it needs a point, but we got a huge engagement on our hands. And Barkle getting into the mix. Barkle going for the heal, going for the revive. Barkle says, let me do my job, please. And FS from the long angle, by the way. That's 24K. They just picked up another elimination, I believe. They've got at least 9 now. Watch out for 24K on this leaderboard. They've got a big chance here to make huge waves, especially if they can get that chicken dinner.
Absolutely, and that's the team that I was talking about earlier. They might actually have enough elimination to be on...
Look at this, 12.
12 elimination. They might actually be sitting closer to second place here, Goes.
100%. They've got a lot of points already. They were already a top 8 team. They've got 26 total points from the eliminations as of current, and they've got 2 vehicles for the end game. We've got 8 teams remaining. Winner chicken dinner is nice, but they are farming these eliminations, certainly making huge waves in the final round of the day. They've got a couple big competition teams still on the map, though. They need to take down Cat. They need to take down their opponent Fizz, who's still on the map as a solo. You've got Doom, Arcia, all of these teams, and Gucci. All of these teams are top 8 teams still on the map. The only exception is Lala. Lala's roster was 15th overall going into this one. Everybody else is a top 8 team going into the last round.
Absolutely, Goes. And this is what... Ooh, the blue zone is taking out 24K. Not able to heal up in time. For you, Matic, right behind him. I think this is... Leave your teammate, get a position in the circle, and get as many as elimination possible. Here's the team number 2 in the table. Fish actually taking shots at Team Gucci right here. Team Gucci might have done enough to seal the deal on the event, but there is a lot of things at stake, going all the way from team at 2 all the way to 8. What do you think, Goes?
Yeah, the big thing here is that Fizz is a solo. Reminder, Fizz's team was a top 3 team going into this round. They were in 2nd overall, so this is a big moment. If Fizz somehow is able to take down, or maybe with the help of others, take down, you saw Gucci there weak. Gucci, they really don't need to do anything on this map to win unless Fizz gets the chicken dinner. If Fizz can get the chicken dinner, they could be in jeopardy. I don't think Fizz has a ton of eliminations right now, but it's still problematic. Dark, by the way, Chemist, did die to 24K. So Dark's team is off the map, but they picked up a lot of points.
I also saw Doom going out. So team at 3rd and 4th place both going out. That means 24K from the bottom has a chance to overtake both of them. And I think it all comes down to Team Fizz as a solo holding out that 2nd position. 24K right here. Team 24K might be giving us a big leap all the way from 5th place to maybe 2nd place, if I can stretch it out. But I wouldn't be surprised if they are at 3rd place. But looks like it's a Team Lala chicken dinner, because they are in the compound sitting nice and pretty on the zone, and everybody else struggling to get into the circle, Goes.
Yeah, this is still anybody's game. Even Lala, who's in 15th place right now, if they have a decent amount of eliminations and they get the chicken dinner, they could get some prizing today and be a top 8 team. Paktana in trouble, though, goes down.
And I think that was
to blue.
Yep. And I think that was the team 24K, the solo from that going down to Team Lala. And we are down to 5 players. The solo from Team Fish, the captain himself, the leading team, and team on the 15th place, Lala. Can Lala make it to top 8 goes?
Yeah, the stakes couldn't be higher. Gucci's team in first going into this round and a chance to win the final round. Fizz's team second going into this round and a chance to win this final round and maybe get close enough to pass Gucci. It would be very close. Team Lala, not in contention to win it all, but if they can win this map, they can still walk away with prizing and knock out some folks that are top 8 team. All of these teams need this win. Fizz has Barkle and is a solo. That's a small advantage maybe for being a normal solo, as Lala in a bit of trouble taking some shots. Shoots back though and takes down Fizz. That was so clean. Holy cow.
And the first move made by Team Lala, Team Gucci says, where are you going, good sir? In that vehicle, but this is where Barkle might come into handy. No, never mind. Gucci was able to flush out Lala as well. It's a 1v2 Gucci and Quan Deathshot with their eagle eyes looking straight down to Sylvie. They know the position. Sylvie is not in the zone. Things looking pretty rough for Team Lala here. I was actually rooting them. Get the chicken dinner, maybe leap up to team 8th place to get some prizes. But the blue looks like is going to be their biggest enemy. Sylvie struggling to get into the zone, and just like that, the last final blow starting from game 1 goes to Team Gucci goes. What do you think right here?
Wow. I mean, honestly, top to bottom, they prove that they're the best team here, and they are your champion in the final round. Of course, getting their winner chicken dinner for an additional 10 points. But on paper, they were first going into this map. I can only expect they're going to be first as we leave the final one. What a dominant performance from this roster. Of course, we'll double check all the math. They only got 10 points from the winner chicken dinner, and I think they only ended with 4 or 5 eliminations total on the map. They played very slow. They were playing for the win, which I respect. So a decent score. But we know 24K, they weren't very close to Gucci on the leaderboard, but they did pick up, I think it was somewhere around the neighborhood of like 28 elimination points with 14 eliminations, maybe a bit more. So the leaderboard's definitely going to shake up. I just expect to still see Gucci at the top.
Absolutely. And I think that goes to show that they had a game plan. Going into game 5, they did what they were supposed to do, sending one person, your fragger, into the hot places, soak up as many eliminations. The other person says, you know, I'll get your team back into the battleground. And that really shows the strategy from that team. But going back to the sort of from second all the way to like Team Lala, who was sitting outside of top 10, I believe, there could be major shakeup. And looks like all of these teams knew that. They looked at the table and they said, you know what, we need the elimination. Team Fish said, we will do the challenge, get that Barkle right off the bat, you know, do all that. So I'm definitely excited to see that final table. Will we see some huge shakeups goes?
It's going to be big. And I can predict a lot. I'm pretty decent at mental math, but right now I have no idea who's in second, third, fourth, fifth, all the way down to 8th. I think the only thing I'm sure of is first place because of an assured win there in the final round there from Gucci. Everything else, I have no idea because we had some big moves from some teams already inside the top 8. Again, Dark's team went down a little bit earlier than they wanted. They picked up a lot of eliminations, and I'm getting word our game leaderboard is ready. This is just from the last round. This will tell us a lot. Chemist, take it away. We know who got the chicken dinner, but let's take a look at the points.
PUBGM Gucci with the chicken dinner and 22 points. The person that comes close to it is 24K, as we were talking about how they needed those points to maybe go all the way to the second place, 28 points. Team Dark coming out with the third highest of 20 points. The team that did challenges, look at that. Team Fish Even though they didn't have a lot of elimination with 15 points, they are looking at a fourth highest 19 points. That's how important the challenges were. I was hoping Team Lala would get the chicken dinner, but looks like it's Gucci who's going to seal the deal on the event. But from a pricing perspective, you still are looking at from team that's second place all the way to the 8th place goes. I'm thinking there's going to be a major shakeup from 2 to 8. And you might be looking at a big difference in the prices. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a big shakeup. Obviously, like you mentioned, 24K and Dark both had huge games. They were already in the top 8, but Fizz, second place, 19 points, fantastic. Lala's team picking up 10 elimination points, ended up in second. And look, I think generally speaking, it is anybody's game for that pricing, all right? It's just going to come down to some overall math. And we will double check that all of this is right and then show you our overall, because the final leaderboard is the most important one, because our top 8 get pricing. You've been heard Chemist and I talking so much about top 8, but you got to get top 8 to get that pricing. That's why it was so important. So I totally agree with you. It's going to shake up. I think some of the folks are right on the bubble, maybe just barely missed out by razor thin margins, but overall a great day here in the booth and a great tournament thus far. And I am getting word, by the way, that I know some folks were paying attention to those challenges, and it was the first team to get Barkle and submit it. The first team ends up getting those points, not any team that gets Barkle. So just FYI, that's why actually we only saw one team get those challenge points, those 15 challenge points, with Fizz getting it first. And so that's a big win for Fizz as well, to prevent anybody else. I think it was Lala that got the second Barkle that we saw.
But they did not.
I'm wondering if, yeah, they didn't submit it in time. So I'm wondering if maybe that was, if that could be the difference maker, even in Lala not making any pricing today. It's that close. That's how close this competition is, Kevin.
Yep. And I would not be surprised goes right here if we see a like marginal 1 or 2 points difference. But I'm getting word from our production. We're about to hear our champions of the event. Goes, take a guess.
That's right. I think we know who it is. Our PUBG Mobile Next Star Heart Hustle champions. You guessed it, folks. They won the last map, and well, they just about crushed it every other map we played. Team PUBGM Gucci, representing PUBG Mobile in the name, and certainly we're Gucci as well. They crushed it. This roster, so strong. They had a huge gap on the leaderboard, and then they played for the win to close things out. And so it's very cool. Don't get to see it very often that your champion of the entire competition win the last map as well. So big shout out to Gucci. Whole roster to Gucci, obviously a star on this roster, but when you think about like what this duo is able to do, Quan Deadshot playing so well to keep Gucci alive, play those off angles, play the traps, make sure to cover the retreats. I mean, this duo was playing so well together. But Chemist, we got to talk about the rest of the teams as well. Who made it into the top 8? Break it all down for me.
The person that stood out for me was Team 24K, climbing up all the way to Team 3rd. As we saw, Gucci and Team Fizz stayed on the top. 134 points gap. That is huge. So big shout out to Gucci and Quan Deadshot for putting in absolute blast right there. Fizz with the second place. That was pretty much expected. But look at that. 24K on 3rd, coming up all the way from team, I think it was 5th position, but the team that I was rooting for was Lala, who could not make it top 8. But look at those points as well between Team 8 and Team 9.
Crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy. This is what I was looking at, because I'm like, oh, I gotta see who's in the top 3, top 4. No, I'm looking at 8th place bubble. This is ridiculous. Obviously, even starting at team in 7th, Killshot's team, 59 points.
1 point.
They're only a point higher than 8 and 9, who both tie at 58 points. Team Pew Pew win the tiebreaker. And what's crazy too is we were following Team Arshia so much throughout the course of this broadcast, because look how many elimination points they got compared to the rest of the people around them on the leaderboard. 48 elimination points. They picked up 24 eliminations on the tournament, but challenge points were 20, whereas Team Arshia only had 10. And then looking at our chicken dinners, which of course is a huge difference maker, we've got Team Pew Pew, who picked up a winner chicken dinner for 10 points. So because of that, Team Pew Pew will get 8th place and therefore walking away with some prizing.
Absolutely.
Crazy stuff. And again, just to be very clear, that win, that chicken dinner is the main tiebreaker first that separates those two teams. So that's the reason the Team Pew Pew gets that 8th place position. So wow, it literally, as I said, Kimmis, could not have been any closer.
Absolutely. And you know what I was thinking? Killshot and Pew Pew, taking you back to that Libic game where Killshot got that plan and Pew Pew got Killshot. Imagine he had gotten that 25 points. That would have been huge. And that's how the margin were in this event, which was absolutely nailed by.
Yeah, crazy stuff. Well, a big shout out to all of our rosters today. You can see them all on your screen right now. Hey, Team HH24, I was cheering you all on. Hey, they made a big leap as well. Went from 24th all the way to 18th there in the final round. They were just catching some momentum. If this was like a 7-map tournament, all of a sudden they're in pricing. But let's take a look at our teams that were able to be top 8 in this event through 5 maps, folks. You can see them on your screen now. Let's see what they earned. You can see PUBGM Gucci and Quan Deadshot have walked away with the lion's share of the pricing, worth around $1,000 US with a $150 gift card on me gift card, AirPods 4 with active noise cancellation, Valentine's gourmet party box, $15 gift card, and 1500 UC. But the rest of our teams also walking with quite a bit of goodies. You can see it kind of scales down as we go all the way. But even Pew Pew roster with that tiebreaker still win a $25 on me gift card, $25 gift card, and 3000 UC to take home for making it past that 8th place position. So a big shout out to all of our rosters that won some prizing today. They certainly earned it, Kimmis. This was a very close event and a very fun one to watch.
Absolutely. From the get-go with Team Gucci setting that pace for everybody else to follow, to going to the last Erangel where there was a big shake-up between the 2nd place all the way to the 8th place. It was a nail-biter. You and I were just like, who's going to be the 2nd? Did they get more elimination? Who completed the challenge?
I know.
There was places where we were like, okay, this team did the challenge. They might be on the top. So it was absolutely chaos, both from playing in and for us as well.
Yeah, hey, and I gotta say, Kimmis, unfortunately, we're at the worst part of the show where we have to start closing things out. We've hit all the games, we've played all the maps, we've given out all the pricing. So big shout out to all of our competitors. But Kimmis, big shout out to you, man. Absolutely crushed it in the booth with me. I loved your commentary. Gave us so much context and some great hype moments. Any final words from you here for the booth?
Thank you for having me, Goats. It was absolute pleasure to share this stage with you. Thank you, PUBG Mobile, for having me. Guys, if you haven't already downloaded PUBG Mobile, go to the description, tap in the link anywhere in social, on your App Store, on your Google Play. PUBG Mobile, get into that game, explore this Valentine theme event. There is a cool outfit you can get for free. That's one of my favorite outfits literally in the game right now. But besides that, it was an absolute blast of an event. 4.2 update with the Flora Wings, Vine, and Barkle, my best friend, is absolute beast. So thank you, PUBG Mobile, for giving us yet another amazing update. And thank you for having me. And congratulations to all the participants. As I said at the beginning of the show, there were so many new faces. Hopefully this was a great experience for you to take onto the next event and many more to come. Gucci, my pick, my guy. Rock on.
Absolutely crushed it in the booth and was right on predictions. That's Dr. Kimmis, folks. Go drop a follow for Dr. Kimmis as well on all of his socials. Is obviously pumping out great content and knows everything there is to know about PUBG Mobile. So it crushed it in the booth too. I can't believe it hasn't casted before with me. Good grief. Absolutely amazing stuff. Now, folks at home, it's just you and me now, okay? And so I've got a couple things I want to remind you of before we close out today's show. First and foremost, like Dr. Kimmis said, go download PUBG Mobile or re-download PUBG Mobile if maybe you swap to a new device, all right? Get the game on your new device right now. Go get it for free. You can get it on the App Store. You can get it on the Google Play Store. You can get it anywhere you can get mobile games, and you can get it for free. You can also scan the QR code on your screen right now to go get it as well. And like Dr. Kim has said as well, he already shouted this out. The Valentine's Day event blossoms all season long has been insane already, and you need to go check it out. It's live in game right now till February 22nd. The Friend Fest has changed everything with the game, with the pink theme for the bonding tree and tons of unique in-game features that allow you to earn limited time rewards. You've already seen a ton of those features on our broadcast, and remember, there's even more. We want to see more from Barkle from you, okay? So go check it out, and you can start earning those rewards by simply playing PUBG Mobile, checking in each day. Boom, you've got some rewards. And if you share your love stories via the storyboard in game, you can get more. And then if you pick those different types of flowers like our players did in the challenge, make bouquets out of them, give it to your friends in game, you unlock even more rewards, okay? So go get involved on this amazing event. Go check it out and let us know what you think, because PUBG Mobile has been crushing it with the content updates, especially around the holiday season. So big shout out to Valentine's Day and all those who celebrate. But I gotta drop a reminder as well to drop a follow on all socials. If you like this broadcast, give it a like. Give it some love, all right? We've got a lot of content rolling out on all the PUBG Mobile socials, from videos to highlights to more to news to, you know, some patch notes possibly about upcoming updates, all right? You got to stay tuned to drop a follow on all major socials here with PUBG Mobile. Give them some love. They certainly love you as well. But that's all I've got for you today, folks. What an amazing show. It was great to be back with PUBG Mobile. So my final reminder is that we couldn't do it without you, the viewer. So thanks for tuning in, and I'm sure I'll see you with some more PUBG Mobile soon.